Please like, subscribe, and share the Sweatshop Podcast on the HTW Podcast Network. We are now on Anchor FM and on Spotify, Facebook, and back on YouTube. You can look us up. Our handle is at the Sweatshop Pod, or you can just type in the Sweatshop Podcast. We gon' be on there. And please enjoy the show. Thank you. Yeah. Bye. Welcome everybody to the Sweatshop Podcast on the HTW Podcast Network. It is me, your host, Sweats, and my co-host, the Maestro. Have you seen any cicadas yet? Are they coming by you?
That's a great question. I personally have not seen cicadas, but I've been hearing the rumblings.
You've been hearing them love. You've been hearing love making in the back.
That they'll be coming.
Have you heard that? Have you heard that sound yet?
I have not. I personally have not, but I also have not really been outside too much.
You haven't seen a single cicada yet?
Not that I'm aware of.
Wow.
But again, I've not gotten outside a whole heck of a lot in the past little bit. So
well, it's kind of wild. You kind of live in the woody woods. I'm surprised you ain't heard them motherfuckers
so here's the thing. You remember when the spotted lanternflies were the big shit?
Uh-huh.
So we got them a little late. We were a little late to the party on that. So it could be another one of those instances that I have not, either I have just been completely oblivious, or, which, I mean, me being completely oblivious is a possibility. But it is also possible that where I'm at, we might get them a little later.
Okay, fair enough.
I have not heard big shit about them yet, but I'm sure we'll get it at some point.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, they over here and they humming, boy. They humming in this motherfucker. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna go and share just a little bit of this so you can hear it your goddamn self.
Oh,
yeah.
You gonna take me outside?
No, I am gonna take you outside. You'll hear some bad singing, but you're also gonna hear this as well.
Okay.
Because this is important. It's actually not that bad as singing. We did this. We only had a few rehearsals, and they kind of got it together. So I can't be that mad about it. But let me go ahead and play a little bit of it so you can hear the cicadas. That's all I'm doing this for.
Oh, you're not gonna take me live outside.
No, I'm taking you. I'm sharing it.
Okay.
All right. So listen.
Oh, I seize it.
You hear them?
Oh yeah.
And I have it muted.
Oh, I like this one too.
I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. Come a long way.
Damn, they're really hard.
Yeah, they love making.
Jesus.
Straight
All over
love
the
making,
place.
mating,
Jesus.
all of that stuff. So yeah, you hear it real strong.
That's
and I
really
have it.
bad.
Yeah, and I have that shit
down as low
as I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to get the background noise out of there, and that shit is loud. They out here love making, bro. Yeah. It's
And
that.
are you doing that? Or did you do a choral arrangement of that?
Yeah, it's the Emerson.
It's got a green cover, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm familiar.
Yeah. So it's the 2-part harmony ends up being 3-part at some point.
Yeah.
At the end. Yeah. No, it was easy. I mean, it's easy. They know it already, and the harmonies are easy to pick up. I'm talking about we probably because I do individual classes. I don't have them as a group. So that was the only time we ever did it together, and they actually did it We did it one take, one and done. That was it.
Yeah.
That's all we
Yeah,
needed.
that's how a lot of my shit was this year.
Yeah.
Trying to do it that way.
We didn't do one take. They actually did a great job because they know that, like, you know what I mean? Like it's
yeah. When you do those pop tunes, they know
they know the song, and then we do the
they know
harmony.
melody.
It's fine.
Yeah,
like
they'll be able to figure it out.
They figured
You
it
know
out,
what I mean?
and I said you just got to be strong in your part. You'll be fine. Like and they did. They did the harmonies, and they can hear it with everybody. So I think it even made it even better because they actually heard everybody singing it together.
Yeah, strength in numbers.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Absolutely.
It's all it's about.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, them motherfucking cicadas out here, bro, are going in.
Yeah, no, I definitely have not. If they are here, I have not heard it that badly.
Wow. Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
but I'm like I said, I'm sure we'll either be late to the party or I just have not noticed it.
Yeah.
Which that if I heard it like that, I feel like I'd notice it because that was some shit.
Like some people are really bothered by them, and I'm not. Like I'm not bothered by them because all they do is fly around and shit. Like that's all.
Yeah,
they fly around and
like like the lantern flies.
Oh,
like
fuck those guys! Like
those
those
are actually like destructive.
Yeah, those are destructive. You don't want them shits around you, and they're more annoying. Like those, like honestly, like those.
When you go to kill them and they just fucking hop and shit.
Yeah, no. Those things. I mean, they're smarter. The cicadas are dumb, and all they do is fly around and they fuck and they die. That's what they're doing. They're fucking.
I wish I could do that.
Isn't that like a thing though? Like,
I
can
just
you imagine?
can I just fly around and fucking then die? Like,
yeah,
sounds like not a terrible thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you really.
I mean, I don't really want to die, but like the other two things are fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about that shit. Like, all you gotta do is, like, you come out. Imagine just chilling 17 years, just chilling. Blah 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 blah. You just pop out the ground. It's like, let's fuck.
Well, I mean, if you're spending 17 years in the ground,
damn right.
That would probably be one of the first things.
Exactly.
Like, all right, what am I doing?
Who am I fucking during this time before I die?
Yep.
Because I'm dying soon, but I might as well fuck some motherfuckers before I do.
Mm-hmm.
And you best believe that's going down like that.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness. So yeah, that's been going down definitely by me. It's been very apparent. There is no question about it. About what's been going on.
Oh yeah, no, that was clear as day.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's loud. Like there's no actually I didn't think they were that loud today until I heard it back and I said, "Oh,
in the recording."
Yeah, today they are loud, bro. Like I was like the hotter it is, the louder they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was
steamy.
Right, yeah. Well, it was 50 degrees. It was cold like this past weekend. You didn't hear a peep because they don't like that.
They don't like that. Yeah.
So yeah, it was cold. Like I don't think they were ready for that because it's been hot. It's like 90. They were like, yes, let's
it was
go,
like
baby.
90 for a minute, and then all of a sudden it went back down to like 50s, and it's like, ooh,
yeah.
Nope.
I think I might have fucked them up a little bit. Like they don't like that shit.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be out here like that.
No.
So let's kind of get started with this because I mean, there's a lot to talk about this week.
No.
Really, there is.
No. I don't want to do it.
We got to talk about this. We were supposed to talk about last week.
No, I don't want to do it.
We don't have to do it. We don't have to have this discussion.
I know at some point I'm going to argue with you today.
And that's fine. But we got to talk. We got to talk about this Velveteen Dream.
But I don't want to. Oh no, I won't argue with you about that.
Okay.
We do unfortunately. I don't really. Well,
I just want to read what he wrote.
No,
I do.
Okay.
I want to read what he wrote because I think it's important to kind of like see his side of it and like see and dissect what he said because I think it's important.
Sure.
I think it's important to do that.
Sure.
So,
sure it is.
This is sure. Fuck it.
Yeah.
All right. So this is what he wrote. All right. The allegations from April 20, 2020 have effectively derailed any upward momentum I had professionally and has ultimately resulted in my termination with the WWE. My name is Patrick Clark, not the Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream is a Velveteen Dream is a character that I have spent years developing and trying to bring to life. The success of the Dream character relied heavily on kayfabe, my ability to blur Patrick Clark from Tough Enough with this over-the-top personality. The character was conceptualized the day Prince passed, April 21, 2016. I knew nothing about him at the time, but my thinking was that I could use my interpretation of Prince to create an on-screen personality vastly different from who I am as a person. Cue Velveteen Dream, a sexually ambiguous, gender fluid, self-observed Devo.
And that's different?
And
Can
as
you
I
push it out?
hold on, and
Sorry.
as I learned more about Prince, I began to tame certain aspects of the character, aspects that I deemed way too over the top and inconsistent with who Prince was as a performer. Now, before I unpack, I will say I've enjoyed the many stories I've been able to share on camera, and I'm grateful to the many people who trusted me with their safety and wellness. Thank you to any and everybody who enjoyed and allowed me to be my character, whether you paid a ticket or walked up to me in a Walmart. My goal was to provide you with the same escape that I was offered when I first started watching. My job was to play a character and help advance storylines and drama for the fans who cared to tune in. I take any job I have seriously, which is why I've remained silent about these allegations. To me, addressing rumors would be working against an already compromised ability to sell a character I've invested in so heavily. After I have been accused, I was given the opportunity to be in a storyline that lasted a few months, and I worked in a few segments unrelated to the story arc, but now I feel comfortable in this position to share with you the details of my accusations. The night of April 20th, from my verified Instagram account, I posted a story to my followers letting them know that my DMs had been open. I received a few different messages ranging from support to heckling and some inquiring about how to get started in pro wrestling. I responded to a few, but not all, and of the few I responded to, one account accused me of solicitation. The account belonged to a 17-year-old aspiring wrestler, Jacob, before he deleted it. In the conversation, Jacob shared his interest in working as a wrestler one day and asked what steps would be required. I messaged a short list of things he should consider if he was serious. Physique and promo to start. Physique, because an independent contractor, no one is going to make you train and eat in a way that creates an aesthetic of a believable pro wrestler. And promo, because our job is to sell drama. And you can't rely on someone flipping channels to stop to watch a choreographed fight. You're more likely to grab their attention looking into a camera with a strong and impassioned 30-second monologue. I also inquired about which schools he was closest to in relation to wrestling training, his height, and his weight. Jacob explained how anxious he felt messaging me and asked me to verify that it was really me. I did find it strange because I have a blue check, but as a lifelong fan, I remember meet and greets and the days I would message wrestlers hoping to be seen, so I chalked it up to innocence and sent a voice message in my Velveteen Dream voice as to keep it kayfabe. The full voice message has me asking Jacob about his height, weight, where he trained, and what school he attended, which Jacob answered back with a voice message, and I continued to answer his questions until I politely wrapped up the conversation. April 21st, I woke up to notifications and tags of created screenshots and videos of a conversation that I didn't have with Jacob. I immediately contacted WWE Talent Relations and social media departments as I begin an investigation. Even after the investigation, WWE released a statement maintaining my innocence. The part that hurt for me was having a personal picture that I've used in my personal life on apps being used to label me as a predator. I am in no way of the word a predator. This is the first and only time I've been accused of solicitation to anyone. All right, that's the first step. Until I was accused of grooming by Joshua Fuller. Unlike Jacob, I know Josh. I met Josh after my stint on Tough Enough at a meet and greet, and we developed a friendship through a mutual trainer at GXW. Josh shared to Twitter screenshots of the first time we communicated through text, an autographed picture from when we met, an extremely contradictory story. Josh alleged that I made him feel uncomfortable, but contradicts himself twice, saying I was never sexual towards him. For those willing to research Josh's tweet accusing me, Josh's messages are blue and mine in gray. Josh claimed that he was a 16-year-old high school graduate and that he takes yearly trips with his friend to Orlando, Florida. I doubted what he told me, yet I kept my replies diplomatic and professional. The reality of the situation is that I was very helpful and respectful to Josh. Josh lives with his grandparents in rural southern Maryland. Josh got a concussion and, against my advice, insisted on wrestling. My worry came from Josh severely injuring himself, specifically his brain. I suggest he take time off from training to see a doctor. He declined because he believed he could work through the concussion. And I cut all communication with him in 2018 because I didn't want to be partially responsible had he worsened his injury. So to have him accuse me of predatory behavior because I chose not to help was spiteful. Josh and Jacob are two of the many that I have helped. Yet these are the only two who have found me to be malicious and predatory in how I go about helping others. What wasn't shared at the time, Josh Fuller reached out to Jacob over social media before Josh put out his own accusation. When this came out, Josh Fuller temporarily deleted his Twitter account, which is important because in all the social media confusion, Josh Fuller is the only one who suggested that an investigation had not been done and that he had not been contacted. Jacob deleted his social media after he was outed for being a member of an anti-black group chat. There is a public forum, WWE LPSG Stars, where people are buying, selling, and sharing explicit photos and videos of multiple wrestlers, and no one has done anything to have this site taken down. All in all, this entire experience defamed my character and ultimately accomplished what it sought out to do, and that was to see me released. My hope is that over time, people can put two and two together and realize that all the allegations surrounding me were baseless and untrue from jump. I felt strongly about I can't read that word, whatever that says, and defend myself on social media for a while now, but I understood this audience I work for and those who know me deserve clarity. I'm thankful for the opportunities afforded to me and the memories I have as a receipt. God has always had me, and he always will. Dream is officially over. But Patrick Clark lives to fight another day. And there is his statement. Very long statement, matter of fact. So I just wanted to read that statement because I found it interesting. Like, he really went in depth on his side of the story on how this went down. Now, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say maybe the truth lies somewhere in the middle of between both of these things. Because he's very thorough when he's talking about right here. So I'm assuming there's some truth to what he's saying here.
So Prince went to Walmart?
Did he say the first thing that I noticed was he said he didn't know Prince.
You know, yeah, because when you first started that statement, so like going back to the beginning of it, right? Mm-hmm. I got the sense that he was saying like he went too far into the character. Right. Like how Heath Ledger went too far into the Joker, right? That kind of shit, right? Give me a break.
No, I'm not about that life, but what I do think might have happened, and let's say he did send a voice message, right, in his Velveteen Dream shit, mm-hmm. which was like, Velveteen Dream-ish, and was taken the wrong way. I don't know.
So, well, here's my thing. If you're trying to help somebody, mm-hmm. why are you I feel like that's the point where, like, why are you trying to be in character while you're trying to legitimately help somebody?
And here's the thing.
I
agree. So I guess,
I
agree.
If you're really trying to help somebody, like, let's say you are trying to like actually help them get into the business. Like, at some point you can't, like, when like, let's say the agents and stuff, right. Like Dusty Rhodes is not the American Dream when he's backstage. Right. You know what I mean? Or like, there's a certain line where you keep kayfabe, and I do understand. You know what I mean? I do understand that, but that's between merely a fan and wrestler interaction. But then when you start to cross over that line, which clearly he did, I mean, I don't think that's mistakable, is that whatever that conversation led to, or whatever accusations came out of that conversation, that crossed the line of fan to wrestler, in my opinion. And now it became something correct where he is essentially becoming at least he thinks he's becoming some kind of mentor to this person.
Right.
right? Which in that case, to me, I would say that's where you kind of end that whole, well, I got to keep kayfabe thing. Because like when the person says, like, you know, who's your mentor, that, you know, they'd say Velveteen Dream because that's the gimmick name. But like, it's not like the fucking Phantom of the Opera helping it. You know what I mean? Like it's Patrick Clark.
Well, it's interesting is,
you know what I mean? Like that, to me, it's just kind of dicey. Like, what do you like?
It is dicey. The thing is, I found interesting is this happened like one day, and then the next day, that comes out. Like, you know what I mean? It was like boom, and then boom. It was like, so it was like a whole different, like, you know what I mean? It would be one thing if like, this is where it gets tricky, because this is, and again, you gotta be careful, because you gotta understand how old kids are. Like that's all there is to it. Like, you gotta understand how old people are. Period. Like,
or just the fact that if you don't know somebody,
sure, no, absolutely.
You know what I mean? You like not trying to be mean to anybody that's a stranger or anything like that, but like you do have to keep at least an arm's distance away,
100%.
As much as you might want to help the person. You know what I mean? There's ways you can help the person without going about it how he did.
I guess what I'm saying
there's like a bunch of ways.
When somebody is, you know, you talk to somebody one day, right? One time.
Yeah.
And then this other guy comes out, oh yeah, well he's a groomer type of situation.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel like when you put that together with basically what that's happening is like, I don't know if I see that, but what I do see is somebody who does not understand, like, you need to chill the fuck out. Like, and we already know Velveteen Dream.
Well, and how old is he too? That's the thing. Like, how old is Patrick Clark too? I don't think he's that old.
No, he's not. I mean, he's older now, but at the time, like, I mean, he's not. He's 20. He's 25.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think now he's 24 or 25, right?
He was 22 when he started, right? 21, 22 years old. He might be 25, 26 right now.
I was going to say, if we're talking about 2016, that was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So if he's 25
this happened
now,
in 2020, like whatever. This happened in 2020. Yeah.
Well, then what was he saying about 2018?
No, 2016 bullshit. Is when all this shit, you know, all this bullshit went down. Oh no, that other guy he knew, that other guy he didn't know from way back from 2017. So he was younger. Yeah. Hold on, let me see how old Patrick Clark is real quick.
Because I didn't think Patrick Clark's that old.
No, he's
like I don't think he's in his 30s.
No, not near.
Yeah,
not near.
So, like, I mean, even
he's 25 right now.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So even so,
he was like 20 when all this, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So he's still like, he was probably at the point where he thinks he, like, because when you're just in general, when you're in your 20s, you think you know everything,
right? And
you don't, right. Like, and it's just plain and simple, you don't,
right?
You know what I mean? As much as you may think you know everything, and there are the 20-year-olds that do have it all figured out, they got their shit together. I highly doubt he was one of them. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so, like, could this be a little bit of that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can buy a small piece of that, but I'm not investing a whole big stock into the fact that, like, there were zero intentions behind it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, nobody's buying stock in that, I don't think at all. I think what needs to happen with Patrick, like, I mean, he's saying, like, the dream is dead. Like, I don't know what his goals are and his aspirations, but he needs to take a fucking giant step back. Cause I've heard he's not, like, a great person either. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's,
yeah, like, again, I think that's pretty well known.
He's 20. I mean, and again, he is 25. He was the shit walking in. Like, don't get it twisted. Dude was mad talented. When I first saw the Velveteen Dream character, I was like, holy shit.
Well, on Tough Enough, you take away everything, like when because I remember watching that Tough Enough. Right. And off the bat, most people were thinking he's the one.
Yeah.
He's the one that's going to win.
Right.
But then he kind of had that air about him that, yeah, right. I am the one that's going to win because look at all these other motherfuckers.
Right.
And I'm like, you're not wrong, but you don't need to be a dick about it.
No, don't be a dick about it. Right.
So I think, so that's kind of part of his, and in the wrestling business, that, like, you do have to have some kind of ego or else you're just going to get trampled
100%.
over. But
there's levels. You're a rookie.
Yeah. Too much ego or too, like, way overboard of it. That's not good either.
Right.
And I feel like that's gotten him in trouble more so than any of this other shit. Because I feel like he's refusing to acknowledge the fact that what he did engage in was some grooming type behaviors.
Right.
And I think he's refusing to acknowledge that.
And that shows his immaturity. It shows like, again, it might not have been a malicious intent to do so, but for you to be like completely oblivious of like how it even went down. Like, take some ownership in what happened here, because you're not all innocent all the way. Like, that's what I mean. Like, there are like take.
Well, no, because why? But here's the thing: is like, why are you like? Even if he himself is not smart enough, people around him are.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, these wrestlers go through things about social media. They go through things about this shit, and like, it's either he just didn't pay attention.
Oh yeah, no, you know,
or just didn't think it applied to him.
Right,
and clearly it does.
I'm cool. I'm fine. I'm this. I'm that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry about that. I'm not doing that shit. And then, like, when it gets to his personal shit, yeah, he is. Like, yes, he is doing that. And you know, and I don't know if it's because he thinks he can get away with it, or he just. I don't know, because like again, when you're going to help somebody, there's no reason you should be sending those like voice messages and doing that kind of stuff. There's no reason for that. There's other ways you can go about helping the person, and like say like, oh, okay, you know what? Like, let's say, I mean, even this is stretching it, but like, you know, when a live event comes into town next time, like. You know what I mean? Like, for the meet and greet, you know, I'll see you at the meet and greet and we'll meet face to face. You know, not like, hey, we'll meet at the McDonald's. You know what I mean? Because then like Chris Hansen's going to come get you. But like, you know what I mean? Like, there's other ways to do that than just being like, here's a voice message in character, which his character is a somewhat sexual character.
Right.
You know, it's sensual, sexual character.
Yep.
So like, at that point, you should realize, this may not look so good if I'm sending it to a 16-year-old, period.
Especially
doesn't matter boy, girl, or whatever.
Especially without context.
16-year-old, period.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter what gender, it doesn't matter which way.
No. 16
years old, you should not be sending anything like that to them.
Talk to him like a professional,
like a normal ass person.
Like
if you're going to go that route,
right.
Or you could just be like,
"No, bro." Like, I don't know.
Or like, here's some advice. That's it. Like, this is what I can do for you. Let me know how that goes.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if you're really like, if you were really trying to keep kayfabe, do you really think the Velveteen Dream would help somebody?
Right.
That's my thought too. Is like, because when you look at him, he like, if you're keeping kayfabe, quote unquote, would the Velveteen Dream help somebody? Half the time, no, because he was a heel.
Well, just to put a bow on this whole damn thing, personally, I hope he gets his shit together. Like, personally, I hope you get your shit together. Just look back on what happened.
Personally, I don't give a fuck.
Figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Get your shit together. Professionally, I think he's a great wrestler. I think if he gets his shit together, comes back, because again, he is only 25. Get your mind right, get your shit together. He can come back and work his way back if he wants to go that route as a professional wrestler. Like, you know, so like that whole dream over shit, like, you know, I don't know. Like, it's like your career is not necessarily over unless you really think that you had done something wrong. Like, if you don't, you fight it all the way to the end. Get your shit right. Get your shit
but there's
together.
there's some people that are too much in their hubris that it should be over.
Understood.
And they continue to go through it. It's like, and the thing is, some people will enable it. You know what I mean? There's shitty enough people out there that will enable it and will.
I just hope as a 25-year-old man, you know what I mean?
The person.
Right.
To see him wrestle again, I don't care. And quite frankly, it's probably better off if he doesn't. Just so there's none of that stigma, there's none of that toxicity.
It just depends. It just depends on what type of person he ends up being. You know what I mean? It depends on what he does. You know, to be 100% honest with you, like, I'm all about giving people second chances, especially in a circumstance where it's not super clear. So like if it's in if it's in a situation that's not super clear for me, and he kind of gets that situation like again gets his shit together. His shit has to be together, otherwise I don't want to see him. Like that's you know what I mean. I
but
want him to be there.
The type of person he reads as, it almost seems like he's not going to be the one to get his shit together. You see what I'm saying?
See, I don't know. Like I thought,
because like it would like people. You can't help people who don't want to be helped.
Sure, I just think of Kobe
and
Bryant or something like that.
I feel like he reads one of those people.
I just think of a Kobe Bryant situation or something like that, where he reads this one way, but he ends up being another. Like, you know what I mean? And he was probably about that age when all that shit went down with him, about 25, I think. So I don't know. I'm all about like seeing how people end up. Like, you know what I mean? In that situation, he's young. Like,
yeah, I mean, he is young. He is young, and he has time to figure. He does have time to figure shit out.
Like, we forget how young some of these motherfuckers are. So, like, he is young, and and he came in, like I said, red hot. Like, he was already a star as soon as he stepped through the curtain as Velveteen Dream, and he knew it. And that's the problem. That's the problem. All right.
I mean, but there's nothing wrong with knowing it and not being
100%. No,
know,
I am not absolving this fucking dude. But I just want to put that out there for the world. Like, it's all right. Like, if he comes back, it's all right as long as his shit is together.
See, I don't like, even so. Like as a person, I hope he does well. But as far as like in the business is concerned, I don't really care. Yeah. I'm not going to be a person that will necessarily go out of my way to support him regardless.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Even if he does make a comeback. You know, it's not like somebody who's cuz like that doesn't even like say like a Big Cass or something where they just had an addiction problem.
Sure.
Or they had like depression or something. Like those are the people you want to root for and hope they come back.
100%, yeah.
This is not one of those people.
Well,
I'm not rooting for him to come back. If he gets his shit figured out and just happens to come back, it's whatever.
Okay.
It's not one of those stories. Like, to me, it's not one of those stories where, like, man, I really hope, like,
I'm not rooting for him, but again, Big Cass about 10 years.
But that's what it sounded. That's what it sounded like to me.
No,
it sounded like there was a little bit of championing going.
No, I'm saying, and also, Big Cass is 10 years older than this cat. I'm just saying, like, the point I'm trying to make is the dude is young. Not root for him coming back, but if he's back, he's back. I'll be glad if he is.
But
back.
But the thing, regardless of your age, you are given a platform, and there's people around you that are telling you how to use this platform and how to maintain this platform.
But when you're young and fucking dumb, man. It doesn't matter. Some people just don't get it early. Some people get it late,
and some people don't get it,
and some people don't get it at all. But we're gonna have to wait and see. It's a wait and see situation. I don't know. Like, that's the thing. I'm not going to put a stamp on a guy for that.
Well, here's the thing. I think to me that if you're putting out this lengthy statement about this, you didn't get it. You didn't get it.
I think I needed to.
I think
well, either way, like, if he didn't say anything to Jump Street, I think he wanted to set this record straight, and that's fine for me. But at the same time, he needed to hold himself accountable in that, which means he did not understand. There's not one iota of that statement where he was like, I fucked up.
There's not one stream of apologetic or being like, I should not have done this, or I should not have whatever, or any sort of remorse for what he did.
Correct.
He thinks he's completely not in the wrong.
Yeah, he'll learn, or maybe he won't. We'll see.
That's just, to me, like, putting out a statement like that and having zero remorse for any of it, or having any sort of knowledge of, like, okay, I fucked up.
Right.
To me, I'm not. That takes a lot to help.
And that's
like,
why
a lot.
That's
like, very few people come back from that.
Right. Sure.
Very few.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Again, I'll reserve it for then. I'll reserve it for that time.
I hope that's the last time I talk about it. I don't give a shit.
So let's talk about some of these other releases, because he got released. Then we had some big.
Yeah, that was way before the bomb dropped.
Yeah, the bomb dropped, man. I wasn't even thinking about talking about anything like this today, but like when I saw this, I said, "Holy shit!"
Well, like, it's Wednesday. You know what that means?
Yeah, it's facts. You know what the fuck it is. Somebody died. Somebody's careers died. So Buddy Murphy, Ruby Riott, Lana, Aleister Black, and fucking Braun Strowman. I'm
left
just
off Santana Garrett.
fuck Braun Strowman.
You could have just wax over that.
Yeah, absolutely I am. That shit don't matter.
Oh,
That shit don't matter.
matters more than
Everybody else,
the shit you're gonna say.
everybody's established in this bitch except that one.
She was established.
No.
She just didn't establish it in WWE.
That's what I mean. Everybody's established in WWE except that motherfucker. So she gets let. Unfortunately for her, like that's a thing though. Like if you're in WWE, you put the love. You know, you put the thing. You're on TV. Hey, look. So here's the thing. I'm trying to think of, and this is the purpose. This is the whole point I was trying to make when we were having this conversation earlier. I was trying to think of who's been released that was like this in this role. I'm talking about Braun Strowman. I'm not even talking about the rest of them.
Like actually released.
Like actually released, like surprise, because all these were surprise releases. All of them.
The only examples I could potentially think of as far as like a big name release, but at the same time, not like super surprising given the situation, was like when they cut like Big Show and Kurt Angle back in the day.
Oh, back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about recently. But like they were like he's on that caliber.
Right. Because Kurt Angle, he had these substance abuse and injury issues, right?
Right. Yeah. So
Big Show. What happened with Big Show? Kind of remind me.
I think he was, if I remember correctly, I think this was around the time where they wanted him to lose weight and shit, and he just like, kind of refused to do shit. And they were just like, no.
No, you're gone. Got it.
And,
okay.
I mean, I don't think he was gone long.
No, I don't think he's gone long either.
But I think it was just one of those. It was one of those things.
It's interesting because it's not like he's on the tail end of his career. He's like right in the middle of his career in WWE, and it just shocked me because I was like, Braun, like the dude that. I mean, I'm just thinking about like his career arc, and I'm thinking like, really, like I mean, it's not the fact that like Braun Strowman isn't like a game changer in the sense of like, okay, is he a great wrestler? No, but he's a fucking like, I don't know, attraction. Like I don't know.
I mean,
he's an
but
attraction.
I think the juice wasn't worth the squeeze anymore.
Maybe fucking not, man.
In my mind.
But
like,
how weird is that? When does that ever happen? Think about that. That doesn't happen like that in wrestling. Not in WWE anyway. That shit doesn't happen. Like,
I mean, no,
dude,
you're right. It does.
Like,
it does not happen.
He's been losing weight. Matter of fact, he didn't even gain weight. He's been losing weight.
Yeah, I mean, he looks good. It has not. I don't think it has anything to do with how he keeps himself.
Like, I'm like, is he an asshole? Did he fuck somebody's wife?
I mean, he did say that shit about indie wrestlers during the pandemic.
Oh, that's fine.
I don't know if you remember that.
No, I don't. I didn't. What do you say about indie wrestlers?
Yeah, he basically just shat on indie wrestlers for like losing work during the pandemic and shit. Yeah. So
I mean, that must
now he's going to eat his own fucking words.
He might, but I think he could have picked up immediately from somebody for a little bit.
See, I think here's my thoughts. Is that I think because I believe he resigned like a year or two ago.
Yeah,
like,
he has he's in the first year of his 4-year contract or some shit.
So to me, I think what happened is it was almost like a Carson Wentz situation, or like a veteran that you like, or like one of those veterans where you overpay them, and then you're like, shit, yeah, it's not going to get any better.
Maybe that's
because like I think they got the best of him.
I mean, they might have,
and then. It's not. I don't think it was getting any better. I mean, not to say that's bad. I'm not trying to shit on him because I don't think he's bad, and I enjoy overall the body of work.
He's an attraction. He's like a big fucking guy who's strong as fuck. Like right? Yeah. Like that's his.
And he is athletic.
He's athletic for a big man.
For a large man,
for a 6'6",
he is athletic.
350-pound man. He is big and athletic.
But at some point. Where do you draw the line of, okay, how much, like with how much we're paying him, how much money are we going to draw off him in that role?
Especially if you think you're not going to have plans, and especially if he's not in your future plans. Like, I guess they don't have plans
I mean,
for him in that
because
way.
I mean, if you really look at that, like if you really look at this last thing he was a part of, they basically forced him in there.
Yeah, they did.
They basically forced him in there because they were like, well, shit.
Yep.
We should have something for this big guy to do.
Yep.
And if he makes sense to be in a title picture because he's been there before. They pushed him to the moon. You know what I mean? They
and he didn't lose. And here's the crazy thing about when you say you pushed him. It's not like he was losing heat. That's the weird thing about Braun is that.
Well, I think he was now.
Oh yeah, now he is because I mean they fucking put him in Shane. I mean, I'm telling you, Shane McMahon been killing careers lately. When you, it's not a Shane McMahon. It's not his fault. I'm just saying like, it's stupid. Like that whole angle was dumb. Like I don't know.
Well, but when you've put other people with Shane McMahon, it's been fairly high profile.
But they always,
especially leading into Mania,
it always shitty though. Like it's been shitty every time. Like almost every time.
When you say, when you're saying as far as like the story of it goes,
shitty.
Okay, but people are still tuning in for it, in my opinion.
I mean, okay, but it's killing careers. I'm not saying they're losing viewers. I'm saying you're losing heat. Like Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon, that's fucking dumb. Like I just think it's dumb unless you're squashing the motherfucker, which he did not. I just think to me. It was insane. Like, I don't know. The whole thing was insane. To me personally, I'm not saying Shane McMahon's not a draw. He is. Shane McMahon's a draw. No question. Yeah. But it's killing motherfuckers' careers out here. Like, it is, man. Like, they lose steam very fast fucking with Shane. Because it's like, okay, Shane is athletic for an old man.
But you can only also put so many. There's only so many spots at the top.
Oh,
you can only put so many people there.
Agreed. If he's not part
of, especially if you're trying to get new people in there, now it's overcrowded.
If you
look at what they're doing with Randy Orton.
Yeah, I know.
Now Randy Orton's basically in the tag division right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why?
Not saying it's a bad thing, but
And here's the thing with Randy. Why? If you're gonna release Braun, you might as well release him. He's been doing shit. Like he gets Randy throw him a title, every now and then. But honestly, again, there's only so much room at the top.
But he has a longer track record.
He does. He
has a longer track record, and honestly, his character's stronger.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's stronger.
It is.
Than Braun.
It's lasted. It
lasted forever. But
so to me, that's stronger.
I mean, it's fine, but I don't think Braun.
Strowman's going through. He's going through several iterations, and they're about the same.
Has he though? What do you mean?
See, you don't even realize. You don't even realize they tried to change shit up with him. That's how it's just kind of like meh.
What do you mean?
Because you don't realize they tried to change different things about it because he just keeps doing the same shit.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Well, before he left, they changed up his wardrobe and they were going for the train shit.
Right. Yeah.
And then the whole because that was from the underground.
Sure.
So they were trying to play into that part.
Yeah.
Then before that it was just the monster among men.
Right.
Right. Which he was still using that moniker, but they weren't playing into the whole fucking train thing. They weren't going doot doot every time he ran around the fucking thing doing the Express, but then they go to the Strowman Express. They were trying to capitalize on different things, which those are part of the character.
Right.
So trying to bring those elements out and seeing what sticks, and pretty much it's just the same shit over and over again. Yeah. There's no variance. Whereas over the years, Randy Orton has had variance.
The thing with
he's had the Legend Killer.
Right.
Then he's got the Viper. Then he's got the Apex Predator, which, yes, some of them have similar qualities, which they're going to have. But you also have distinct differences within those. You know what I mean?
I think the biggest problem is in this setting, in this thing, not the fact he was. Well, I mean, I'm not even saying the fact he was released. I'm saying I'm surprised he was released in the fact that he is not a mid-card performer. He's not. He's not a mid-card performer. He's a main event attraction. He's been a main event attraction for almost his entire run, except for maybe the very beginning. Like, he's been in and around the main event for a while. Like, in a high-profile situation for a while. For the limited time he's been there, that's where he's been. And for him to be released is shocking. Because I'm really trying to think of motherfuckers who've been released that has been, like, I'm talking about, like, a main event caliber player in WWE. Like, it just doesn't happen.
Other than the ones who choose to walk.
Other than the ones that choose.
Because, like, the one that comes to my mind is fucking Jon Moxley right away. But he just let his shit expire.
Yeah, he was like, fuck that. Like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, he decided. Like, and that's fine. Maybe Mick Foley? Didn't know Mick Foley was old when he left? I can't remember when he was released.
He was older. Yeah, he was
but
older.
Like, I'm just trying to think of, like, some certain guys that are like, that's a rarity. And then you go to Aleister Black. They have him in the middle of they just brought him back for a feud. And then they released it.
Well, I think they saw that it was going over like a fart in church.
I mean, I don't know how it was going over. It just happened.
Yeah. Well, I think there was more.
How can you do that? Like, it didn't even let it even fucking breathe for it to even make that assumption one way or the other. We've seen far more terrible things go at least a month.
Sure, but I'm saying as far as like,
I think there's more to
like
it
overall body of work also, because like this was we were talking about this off the air.
Yeah,
like as far as when you're talking about Aleister Black character wise.
Yeah,
because that's what everybody has to remember is that, like, yes, WWE is wrestling at its core. But they want these superstars. This is why they don't call them wrestlers, because they're superstars, because they are characters. Mm-hmm. And if your character is not necessarily resonating with the audience, your character, not your wrestling, because like most of those motherfuckers can wrestle. Like Aleister Black can wrestle up and down pretty much everybody.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But like, so can Johnny Gargano.
Right.
But what's separating those two, in my opinion, is their ability to embrace these certain characters and like just in general be a character. You know what I mean? And I didn't really get that from Aleister Black as far as like being a character that people would invest their time into, regardless of face, heel, anything like that. Mm-hmm. Like that's just my thing. And I think that's what they buy into. And that's just what I'm trying to look at it through their lens.
I'm just trying to think of why Aleister, though. Like, that's the question. Because to be honest with you,
well, because he probably is getting paid more money than somebody else who they probably see a little bit more in. You know what I mean? Like just like I said, the juice might not be worth the squeeze at that point. Like, I think Braun Strowman, they got what they could out of it. They squeezed that motherfucker as much as they could, and they're on that last fucking drop, right?
I guess.
So, like, I don't know what else they can get out of it.
I just disagree with that.
That's just what I'm not saying
he's a
that
main eventer. Like, I don't know. That's weird.
Okay. I mean, yes,
I'm
not disagreeing with you.
It's not like the dude. It's not like you took the dude to the Super Bowl, like, and then all of a sudden you went to the. It's like you squeeze, like all of a sudden he's like back, mid-carding for the, hanging around at main event or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's not like doing shit like that. He's out here every fucking week.
Right, but that's because they do have some clout in positioning in those places. But like I said, his role in that last main event feud didn't feel organic. It was just forced because he was just like,
"Sure,
I just want to beat you bitches up."
Right.
Okay,
like
then you lose. Like,
I get Lana, like that makes sense. Like, I even get Buddy Murphy, even though I like Buddy Murphy, it makes sense. Like, he wasn't doing anything.
No, yeah. He was not doing anything.
He wasn't doing anything. Like Ruby
on
Riott,
the main roster.
I'm kind of mad about because you need those women tag teams, but like whatever.
You just need women. If you're going to try to have women tag teams in general,
you need women. You need bodies. Women. So that's surprising to me. Like Lana wasn't doing anything because Lana's Lana, but like Ruby Riott is a wrestler.
She wasn't a tag team, but
I mean, but Ruby can wrestle. No,
she's one of the better women's wrestlers they have.
Yeah, and like I'm surprised she was cut. That's what I'm just trying to figure out where where some of these cuts, like the line of thinking is for why these people, like Braun Strowman, I can get maybe a little bit. Like,
I think it's
Alistair, they just started a fucking feud. Like,
right. But again, I think
so
it's
weird.
I think it does come down to is I've said this like a million times, but is the juice worth the squeeze?
Right.
How much are they getting paid, and how much are you getting out of them?
So
that's the only thing, because that kind of shit is what they're looking at. It's looking at, okay, we're paying this person X amount of dollars, right? And I don't know what the numbers are, but this is just my theory. We're paying this person X amount of dollars. What kind of revenue are they generating based on what they're paying them? Because that's what business they're in. You know what I mean? So that's why they're going to keep paying Roman Reigns top dollar, because that motherfucker's selling T-shirts.
Oh yeah, that motherfucker's
selling all this shit. That's why they'll probably do everything they can to keep Daniel Bryan, because that motherfucker's selling T-shirts, selling tickets, all that kind of shit. That's why they keep bringing Hulk Hogan back, because as much as he's like a dried up old husk,
that's right,
that motherfucker sells seats.
Oh, that shit was so terrible at I don't know if we talked about that enough.
We did not.
That WrestleMania with,
but we don't really need to talk about it.
That Hulk Hogan shit with
yeah,
fucking
terrible.
Like,
but
that was the worst part about it.
Yes, but like that, but they make a lot of moves,
no doubt,
not based on the wrestling ability. Because like if you were paying people based on the wrestling ability, like Cesaro would be one of the top paid people, but he's not.
Well, I think some of these folks listen. We could talk about that. Cows come home. In real talk, I think WWE is trying to make some moves out here. WWE is doing some.
Well, yeah. No, they're probably going to sell. They're probably going to sell. They're probably either going to get bought up. I think they'll probably either get bought up by like either Fox or like Viacom, like one of them two shits. Like, because they got that stake in Peacock.
I think Vince is sick, bro.
Don't you put that out in the world.
I'm just thinking.
Don't you fucking do
I think he knows his time is coming to an end. And I think he's like, let me get my ducks in a row, so I go ahead and pass this on to whatever I need to pass it on to. And I guess he didn't feel like passing on to his damn children. So,
but here's the thing: like, do you like, even if like, because I'm sure they're still going to stay on and run shit.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, especially Stephanie.
You need
like,
wrestling. You need wrestling people in this.
But that's the caveat, is like, how many wrestling people are really running this motherfucker? You know what I mean?
Oh, real talk. True.
That's the thing.
True.
Because like that's the whole like that's why so many like tried and true wrestling fans detest WWE, is because it's not a pure wrestling product.
No,
it's an entertainment product.
It is.
It is like sports entertainment is already different. Like pro wrestling is already different from other sports.
100%.
But then WWE is also different from just like pro wrestling in general. You know what I mean? Like it's a weird thing to say, but like that just is what it is. And over time, even though they've been able to like meld it as much as possible over the years to build this fan base, like now WWE is almost too big to fail, to the point where now, like you said, even if something's going on with Vince, like even once Vince is gone, that doesn't mean WWE's gone.
Oh, no,
like WWE is too big to fail.
No,
at this point,
yeah, no, they're fine. In that
like
sense.
WWE will like unless somebody comes in and like fucking demolishes it from the inside.
Right.
WWE is like the NFL. Like that shit ain't going anywhere unless there's like some big ass boycott. Like, well, WWE is the major league
100%
of professional wrestling.
That's what it is. They are there,
so, like,
and they will be there.
Yeah, it is larger than any single promoter could be. Like it has outgrown Vince McMahon himself.
Yes.
So just the fact that there's all that history with WWE, and they have arguably, even though maybe ratings don't show it, their fan base has expanded to reach a more diverse audience. And I'm not saying as far as like
TV ratings.
Ratings are subject. Yes. Bullshit. Oh no, I totally agree with that, because like you can only measure so much by those ratings.
Now,
because you also have DVR, you also have all of these
avenues to watch
Yes.
It does not.
Think of all
it's
of
not
these
double.
fucking platforms you can watch the same program on.
Look at
like you
social
can watch
media,
you can
that's
watch
how you
Monday
figure it
Night
out.
Raw. You can watch a Monday Night Raw on I think at least 5 different places.
Correct. And I'm watching it on none of them right now. Oh shit. No, but you're
like,
right. You're right.
You know what I mean? So like TV ratings to a point don't necessarily
No.
mean what they used to mean
They don't mean the same.
when live TV was the only way
Because you
could
get ad revenue
get
from
this media.
everywhere now, bro. Like
Correct.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So like I wouldn't read into that. What I would read into is the appeal of Fox being like, "Hey, we want to bring you into our fold."
Yeah, that's
And then NBC Viacom being like, "Hey, come be part of Peacock."
right. I'm
Like they're not
Peacock.
just doing that for bullshit.
No.
You know what I mean? Like
because this shit reaches. This is worldwide. This is
Yeah.
not. This is not.
well, and there's other shit that's worldwide, but this is like big time. Like this is big time fucking global like
Yes.
global phenomenon.
I'm
shit.
talking. This is what I'm talking about, y'all. I'm talking about the soccer. We know soccer is a thing.
Well, that's why, like, some of these
We-
motherfuckers are bigger than half of the athletes we know in America.
That's what I mean. We have
know
soccer.
what I mean?
We have basketball. We know that works. That's worldwide type situation. We have baseball. That's worldwide. And then there's motherfucking wrestling. Like it's like that. Like it's like that.
But even so, like, soccer's not huge in America.
Not in America, but it's
but
it's huge.
If America's paying attention to soccer, we're paying attention to like the European soccer and shit like
Right.
that. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
like, yes, basketball does have a worldwide appeal.
Yes. I'm just talking about the most popular sports globally. I think it's
But to
soccer.
me, it's like when in America, right? We were hearing about the guys like Masahiro Tanaka,
Right.
or even Shohei Ohtani before they came over.
100%. Yeah.
That's Roman Reigns now,
Yes, it is.
and then he'll actually go over there and do shit. You know what I mean? Like they'll start doing that. Like he may not be live and in person there, but they know him.
They know
him.
Roman.
They know him, and they are actually watching him.
Yep.
They're not just getting highlights; they are watching his ass.
Yep.
Do shit.
It's true. All right, let's talk about some AEW Double or Nothing. Let's start with that.
Okay.
Overall, I was very pleased.
I mean, it's not hard. It's not hard to, you know, like after you have a dumpster fire for your last pay-per-view,
They shit the bed in that last one.
you literally could come back with something just like mediocre,
They went from their
and it
worst.
would have already been better.
I'm dead serious. They went from their worst pay-per-view to their best pay-per-view. I mean,
It's
I
pre-
really
I don't
thought
know
it
if
was
I'll go
close
that
to it.
far,
It
but
was
it's
close to up there.
pretty. Yeah, it's
Top
arguable.
2 or 3.
It's definitely arguable. I won't necessarily say it was the best, but it's definitely up there.
I was thoroughly entertained by everything that happened. I really was. Let's start with the beginning of it. Let's start with Deeb and Riho. That shit was good.
Yep.
And CBS gave it a B plus, and I agree. I could have gave it an A-. That shit was good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would have given it an A- too. I thought it was a fantastic match to.
and good
start
for them
off
giving
with.
Deeb the win, man. Like seriously, like I don't know.
Well, I mean, she's the NWA champion.
I know.
You can't just take that shit off of her.
I mean, they take
without
shit
being
off.
like.
They did it with Kenny. Kenny got them all. He clicked them all.
Well, that's
I love it.
because Don Callis fucking everybody. That's why
I know. Great. It's great.
he's in bed with everybody
He
right
is.
now.
He's
That's,
sleeping with
that's,
everybody.
that's why.
He
because
J-Loing
like,
the shit out of this. See that?
He'll be like, this'll do everything for Impact. Sure, it will.
He J-Loing the shit out of everybody right here.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, that was a good match. Solid. It was not even an opener. That was on the pre-show. It was fucking phenomenal.
I mean, it was like the opener
Yeah.
of the opener.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it was a good way to start.
Then we had Cage and Page. Cage versus Page. That was good.
Yeah.
Good,
it was
solid
good
shit.
too.
They gave it a B plus. I agree. I thought it was B plus worthy.
Yeah.
It got It was sloppy to start, but then they kind of got their shit together. I like the ending. I like the ending because they're turning face on him, so it works. Like it works the way it's supposed to. Like it worked the way it's supposed to for the angles that they're doing.
We knew where it was going. It went there, but it went there in a way that was good. You know what I mean? It wasn't like too much of like, oh, here we go. Like it was like, yes, this is what's supposed to happen. This makes sense.
speaking of character, I want to see what they do with Brian Cage as a character. We already know Hangman Page. He has character. He has a character. He's one of the better ones in there. But yeah, I want to see what they do with Brian Cage because when you separate,
Yeah, I'm very anxious for him to get a fully singles run.
Right.
Because they brought him in with Taz.
Yes.
I'm not entirely sure why they did that in the first place, to be honest.
I think it's
because I think he could have come in.
I think
and
it's
been
just
strong
for a
right off the
mouthpiece.
bat.
You think he can be a mouthpiece for himself? Is he good enough for that?
Yeah, I mean he's good enough.
All right, I think
he's good enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe they're confident enough for him. Maybe they just brought him in for a mouthpiece. I really just thought that was really what.
As far as managing, as a manager mouthpiece, I like Taz better as a commentary.
Oh, for sure.
Than a manager mouthpiece.
Yeah.
So, when they kind of put him with him, I was like, I feel like there could have been if you're really going to put him with somebody, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I would have liked to see him together with Jake the Snake and Lance Archer. That would have been cool as fuck.
Yeah.
But I get they gotta have their little factions everywhere.
Yeah,
the
factions. So. It's a little bit like the.
Yeah. They're doing the New Japan thing.
Japan,
not everybody's in a faction, but pretty much everybody's in a faction.
Everybody's connected with somebody at some point.
Yeah. They're all connected. It's like a circle.
The Young Bucks and Eddie Kingston and John. Oh man, this is fire.
Yeah.
This shit was so much fun to watch. I really did enjoy watching this shit. It was just crazy. It was crazy, and it was fun.
Yeah, I was curious to see how this would end up because Eddie Kingston and John Moxley are definitely, I would say even more different than FTR. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, yeah.
As far as just kind of what they do, what they're about. So the fact that they were still not to say that they weren't going to have a good match with the Young Bucks, but to see that it was a good match and it fit, they didn't go way out of their realm. What I mean? You didn't see John Moxley doing some flippy dippy bullshit
right.
and all that kind of stuff to try and compete with them. They did their thing. Young Bucks did their thing. Mm-hmm. And it worked. It was a styles clash, but at the same time, it wasn't. You know what I mean? You saw the two different styles, but they meshed well together, and it made for a great match. It did.
It did. Very cool shit, and Moxley took the pin.
Yeah, but I like how they did that.
Me too.
Because they basically beat the shit out of him for it.
Fuck out of him. Yeah, they did.
And that just it makes the most sense. A guy who's
I'm glad they would. Yeah, I'm glad that it happened the way it did.
Yeah.
It's good shit. It really was.
Mm-hmm.
Battle Royal. Every time I see Matt Sydal, man, it cracks me up. I don't know why. Just every time I think about him, I think of that fucking first time last year when he fucking wrecked his shit.
Flipped literally flipped and slipped.
He was so excited. He was like, "Oh, it's a special." It came up and just fucking crash landed. Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was. This was probably the worst match on the card, honestly. The Battle Royal, but it was a cool ending. I thought it was fine. They had Jungle Boy win. Lio Rush came out. That was the surprise.
Yeah, that was a nice little surprise.
Yeah, Lio Rush coming out and all that shit, and he but he's immediately erased, which I kind of liked. Get him all hyped up and then but then Jungle Boy won, so yay.
Yeah, I liked. Yeah, the match itself was okay, but I liked the outcome.
Yes, the outcome was good.
Yeah,
I really.
I was totally expecting Christian to win it, just because you'd think it set him up. But then when they gave Jungle Boy the nod, that was nice. Yeah. You know what I mean? That was a nice thing. I know Kenny's just probably going to run right through him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unfortunately, so it's going to be kind of a waste.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? Because but I'm hoping that this portion leads to a more an overall developing thing where we get Omega versus Christian.
Agreed.
Because especially when he stayed in the ring and he was like, "This is your shot, take it.
Take your shot." Yeah, and I'm thinking that's what's going to end up happening.
If it's slow burning it to get to that point, this makes incredible sense.
I want to see Christian keep up with Omega, man. Like, I just want to see it happen.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah,
Like,
outwork everyone. Okay,
yeah,
go for it. Literally outwork the dude who outworks everybody. Like, in my opinion.
Exactly. The best wrestler in the world. Hello. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to that game.
Yeah.
That's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, you want to outwork everybody? Mm-hmm. Go ahead and keep up with Omega.
Yeah.
Give me a 60-minute with Omega. Okada's done it.
Yep.
Dave Meltzer gave it like 8,000 stars.
He did. He gave it about 8 million stars.
Yeah. Christian Cage, you might get a 6-star match if you can keep up with him.
Keep up. You can do it.
Yeah.
How green is Anthony Ogogo?
I mean, I think he's still fairly new.
Yeah, he's pretty green. I was just like, it shows in the match. Like, I thought it was good. I thought the selling was fine. I thought it was cool. Like, I think like Cody was supposed to be the face here, and not saying he wasn't, but I heard some smattering of boos in the crowd, and I thought that was interesting.
Now,
because that was not happening pre-pandemic.
See, like, I just feel like Cody's kind of positioned, like, in this situation, I don't think he made a Go-Go look good enough to warrant the match. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Like, if you're trying to be the guy who's going in there and helping the young guys to elevate them, I don't think this did it.
No, I don't think
to
so
me.
either.
I don't think this helped elevate him whatsoever. If anything, I think it just helped further the notion that, like, you know, he's kind of putting which I don't think that's what he means to do.
Right.
But it just kind of pushes the narrative forward that he's putting his thumb down on and trying to suppress some guys. Now, if that's the motive behind this story and it's like a slow burn heel turn,
it could be.
Makes sense. Because
I like Cody's a heel anyway.
Well, because the thing is, he has done some heelish shit in the past.
Absolutely.
Like, if you really think about his matches in the past here in AEW, they haven't been squeaky clean face shit.
No, never that.
They haven't been. So if this is like, the only thing that gets me is it's like a really super slow burn. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you can burn too slow, like to the point where it's not quite burning. And that's what I'm afraid they might try to do here. But this is me being optimistic about why they did this way. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then they got to pick that fire up a little bit and kind of get us more interested in the fact of why he's doing this heelish shit, rather than making it seem like he is this white meat baby face saving us from this shit, and in the meantime, basically killing the momentum.
And who could blame him going heel? Like, all his friends turned on him. Like, you know what I mean?
Because he's. I mean, nobody is with him anymore. He's not. There's no like elite anymore. You know, there is, but he's not part of it anymore.
Right. He's not.
Like, they just abandoned him. They abandoned ship. He's totally off on this thing by himself with Arn Anderson, pretty much.
Yep.
You know, like, even QT Marshall abandoned him.
Right.
You know, another thing could be like his brother abandons him, because I think he's like the only one, and maybe the Gun Club. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's it. He's got the Gun Club and Dustin Rhodes. So unless they start abandoning him, like, but then if they abandon him, unless he's doing some heelish shit, that's going to even try to further the case that he's more of a face. It's just a little contradictory. You know what I mean? Like the fact that the waters are murky, unless they're trying to go for murky waters, which, if you are, why? Like, I just don't think that's the greatest play. You know what I mean? Like, you want to have some clarity to it. But, like, you either got to pick up the fire that he's going to turn heel, or you just got to do a better job of putting over your guys so that they don't seem like it's just kind of like basically a glorified squash match, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, there were some cases where he took him to, you know, like, he used his punches and he sold it to a degree and yada, yada, yada. But like, you know, it almost gets to a point where, like, RK Hulk Hogan settled down.
Right. Yeah, no,
I felt the same. And I don't want that to be the case.
No, I don't want that
for him, unless that's what they're trying to get to.
Exactly, they're trying to get
him being the Hulk Hogan,
right?
Which, like, eventually Hulk Hogan gets booed, like, but then, like, Tony Khan, get the fuck out of WCW.
Right. Let's stop. Yeah, let's stop and pause.
You're already bringing back all the legends.
I know, Jesus. He can't.
You're already.
And now
bringing back
you
all the
see his
fucking
promo.
legends.
Like I can't. Like I don't know. I'm not trying to get off topic.
That's what I'm saying.
But like he needs to stop.
Yeah. Well, that's what he's living in WCW. It's like, WCW did do some things right, but also look where they went.
Right. There's some things they did right, but then there's other things that they didn't.
There's no way you're going to sustain what WCW did correctly if you want to keep this going. Like, like if you're going to do that, you'll get hot for a couple years, but then after that, where are you going to go?
Right. There's nowhere else to go.
Yeah, you gotta
emptied your clip.
You can't. Yeah, if you're doing the history repeating itself, then you're in for a fucking rude awakening. Right. Unless you're trying to get WWE to buy you. You know what I mean?
You really are ready for a rude awakening because he is gone.
Oh shit,
Rick Rude is gone.
Fuck. Yeah. Who's gonna be the Rick Rude? That's what I want to know. Who's gonna show up on a taped episode of who's gonna show up on a Monday? Who's gonna show up on a Monday Night Raw, but then is gonna be on it'll probably be like a taped.
Yeah, taped Raw
show of like one of the two. One of them's going to be taped, and then the other one's going to be live. Mm-hmm. And then they're going to show up back to back. Who's going to be the first person that does that?
That's amazing. I can't wait. I'm ready.
Who do you think's going to do it?
Who do I think is going to do it? Well, who's Rick Rude's type of status where he's his name, but he's not really doing anything?
Daniel Bryan.
There you go. I could totally see him going there to AEW. I like to see that. I would love to see some Daniel Bryan Omega matches.
To me,
shit. I just
not to shit on Rick Rude, but it would get a better reaction from me.
Oh, 100%.
Than Rick Rude going back and forth.
Oh yeah, 100%. I was like, oh shit, he's on both.
Because the Rick Rude thing was just kind of like, what the fuck?
Well, and he didn't do anything. He wasn't wrestling. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Like,
I mean, at the time he wasn't wrestling. He couldn't really do anything. He
couldn't do shit. He was just sitting there with the suit.
Yeah.
Miro, I thought this was a good big man match. I thought it was solid. The shit. This one, he almost killed himself in the first fucking 2 seconds of the match, though.
I loved it though. I don't give a shit. I love it.
I was like, bro, what are you doing?
Just fucking do it. I was like, this could be some Taker shit.
Oh fuck!
Just jumped right the hell off. I was like, yep. He's Takering all over the place, and I didn't hate it. Didn't hate it.
That was amazing.
But yeah.
But Miro doing the damn thing, man.
Booking him. I mean, like that's what he needs to be. He needs to be this just ruthless animal.
Yep.
I mean, and I don't think this really hurt Lance Archer in the long run. I thought they could have. The only thing I thought about the ending, like, yes, it was good that he just put him to sleep, that he didn't tap out, but I thought it was too soon. I thought he could have held on longer, or just like had it in longer before he, because like literally he had it latched in. That was like, oh shit. Then he flipped him on his back, and it was like right away. I was like, no, let it go for a little bit.
But
like,
maybe they're making that shit like a fucking thing where he's just like night, quick, and he can get
like a UFC style shit.
Yeah, like he's just like that's it. Can't even fucking around with it.
But it's not UFC.
I know. But I think that's why you have to build these finishers like that.
But the thing is, then here's what's going to
Breaker shit like that. But as soon as she puts that shit in your mouth, bro, that's a wrap. Like you gonna lose.
But it's got to be done with everybody.
Everybody.
That's the problem. Is where these fucking things happen is they don't do it. Like, because now all of a sudden you'll probably get Miro versus Cody Rhodes, and then Cody Rhodes is going to be in this shit. Then they'll check. And all of a sudden, 1, 2 with the arm flap. And then be like, oh no, the power within me, baby. And then like he'll fucking come out of it. It's like, so you're telling me that Cody Rhodes has more gumption in him than this big ass Lance Archer, when Lance Archer literally is just like night.
Right.
Like this motherfucker just out. Like as soon as he gets flipped on his back,
hey,
he's
out.
Like
the Diesel
he's like a turtle.
Kick. It could be like the Diesel super kick and just knock the fuck out, except for at WrestleMania when he kicked out on one. I hated that so much.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I'm talking going back to 95, but I hate it. But it's reminiscent
of that. Like you got to make it. If that's how you're gonna end. Like if that's how he's gonna end matches.
Knock the fuck out for a goddamn super kick. He's out for fucking minutes.
Right.
Minutes. He was out from that shit.
Minutes plural.
He's out for minutes. The motherfucker was out for an entire match. He got super
minute,
kicked off.
not minute, minutes.
Minutes.
And then all of a sudden he's out. Covers him. One. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, guys, there was one tag team match where he super kicked him. He was out for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then he fucking wakes up.
Right.
Fucking
consistency, people. Like, is it so hard? And this is just a theme with all wrestling. Is it so hard to ask for consistency?
It's bad. It's brutal sometimes.
I feel like fans would be more appreciative in general if there was just consistency.
Just a little bit. Just keep it there.
Where you can find some consistency? Can't Believe Pro.
No, there you go.
I feel like we do a pretty goddamn good job with consistency.
So, Sheeta and Baker, they gave us C+. I disagree. I thought this was...
that was better than C+.
It was way better than C+. I don't know what they were watching, bro. But
what did they say was not good?
They said the match was oddly paced in some sections, didn't make much sense. Like Sheeta abandoning a submission to chase Rebel simply for holding the championship belt. Well,
why is that so out of the? No, why is that so out of the fucking? Yeah,
she's obsessed with that belt.
It's called a distraction.
Right. All she had to do was stand up. It happens all the time. Right. So it was a good move for Brad. Yeah, but admittedly a disappointing end for Sheeta's reign. I don't get that. Makes no sense.
She'd have held that belt forever.
For a whole ass year.
Yeah.
I thought the ending was great.
And you're gonna fault having like Britt Baker as your champion when she's the hottest female in the company.
Right. The hottest female in the company.
Like she was just it was only a matter of time.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Agreed.
She probably would have been champion sooner if she didn't have all those fucking injuries.
Yeah, she had some injuries and shit. So I agree.
She had a couple things. Like she had that, she had that the orbital bone thing. She had the fucking nose thing. She had the leg.
Yep.
She probably would have been champion sooner.
Yep.
They probably would have gave her that belt sooner.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
She was a great champion though.
Oh, Sheeta was great, man, and I'm sure she'll get another reign at some point. They might even go back and forth with this belt. But I'm saying, like,
ooh, yes, please.
You know what I mean? Like just a little bit.
I'll take it.
I would do that.
Yeah, I'll take a nice little like when we had Charlotte and Sasha go back and forth for that title.
Yeah,
give me that. Give me that with these two.
They're the top two. They're top two.
They are, and I don't think it's close.
No, it's not. There's a steep drop.
Yeah,
steep drop. It's steep.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, they are.
Yeah, I don't really think. Yeah, because they said bit oddly paced. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. It's a championship match. It got a little messy sometimes. It got sloppy, but I thought it was well done. Like I don't know.
Well, because I mean, something I do enjoy in some AEW matches is that they do go to the aspect of like these competitors are fighting.
Yeah, they're fighting.
You know what I mean? Like that is one thing that they do have within the matches that like what was that? I think it was in another women's match where it just kind of ended abruptly.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that in that last one where it was kind of like, oh fuck.
Right.
But at the same time, it was like, yeah, because they're just fucking fighting.
We're fighting. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just fighting, and like all of a sudden you caught somebody after this brutal battle, and like yes, it's a little bit of a staggering ending.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like that's what they're doing. They're fighting, and sometimes when you fight somebody, you're in a grueling battle. You're like neck and neck. All of a sudden, it takes just one little thing, and that's how you get the advantage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So like, to say it was oddly paced. I really couldn't think of anywhere that was like.
I will watch it again because it's actually worth another watch anyway. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
The tag match: Sting and Darby Allin versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. Look at Sting out here doing all this crazy shit, making me nervous as a god, making me motherfucking nervous, making me nervous. You making me nervous.
Yeah, this one didn't do it for me.
I liked it.
This one didn't do it for me.
I even liked the ending.
I didn't.
You didn't like that shit?
No, I think it.
Flippy Flippy got caught with the scorpion.
Oh, like as far as like the athleticism, sure.
Okay.
But as far as what it did, I don't really care for it.
All right. I know you wanted those. You wanted the other guys to go over in that situation.
Yeah, because I think they should, or else, like how Shane McMahon kills careers.
It might be.
Sting. Is that what Sting's going to be? Because Tony Khan's probably jerking off in the back.
Oh, he's totally jerking off.
That he's like, haha, Sting has one more win in my company than
yep
than WWE.
Facts. I thought it was well done. I thought it was well done.
No, I thought the match overall was entertaining.
Like Sting can still move. I'm just worried about his like.
It just concerns me. Yep.
Yes.
Because I know he's going to try and keep up with these dudes, and that does scare me.
Yeah, it's scary. It
scares me a little bit, but it is nice that you do have. Fragile. He does have like the ultimate crash dummy though as like his partner in Darby Allin.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Get that hot
like,
tag.
Yeah, like that's what it should be. Is just Sting's on the apron forever. Darby's the he's the dude that gets worked on the whole time. Then Sting comes in for the hot tag, does some shit, maybe gets knocked down a couple times. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just would have liked to see, because like unless they're gonna retread this, which I mean I guess they could, and then it could be a different outcome. But like I don't know. I thought that like because where does Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page go from here? You know what I mean? Since they lost,
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Because like we're kind of forgetting that Scorpio Sky won the hemorrhoid ring, and like Ethan Page hasn't really established himself yet. So I thought this would have been a good way to, okay, you've taken out not only a legend, but you beat the former TNT champion.
Right.
Granted, in a tag match. You know what I mean? It's not singles one-on-one or anything like that. And like Darby Allin, I think is at a point. He to me, I mean, even though the similarities are endless, but he's like Jeff Hardy, where I feel like Jeff Hardy could lose at any time.
Sure.
And it was believable, but it would not matter. It would not matter.
It won't
because
matter.
Darby Allin's a smaller guy, but he's scrappy. So when he wins, it's not unbelievable, but it's like, oh shit, it's like that underdog moment where it's like, yes, like everybody's rooting for him. But if he loses, it's not like, shit, he's done for.
Right.
It's not like like going way back. It's not like when Braun Strowman would lose or when The Fiend would lose.
Right.
Because then you're like, ooh.
Well, you pipe these characters up, like you know what you're getting with Darby. Like you can lose, you can win. Like it doesn't matter. Like
because the thing is, he comes in there and he fights with all he's got. Right. If he loses, he loses because in most matchups he's outmatched.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like just based on size, based on strength. Not for lack of ability.
Right.
But just based on the cosmetics of the whole thing.
Well.
So like if he loses, to me it's not that big of a deal because he could come back the next week and beat the dude.
Right.
Because he can do that. He's scrappy. He'll come back. He'll give it his all. He'll do some crazy shit. Maybe that time he wins.
Well,
so like
I
me,
see what's going on with Super Scorpio Sky.
What do you mean?
I just got to see what's going to happen. So I'm not sure. Like I don't know what AEW's like deal is usually. For the most part.
Well, because I mean, I like these two, and I kind of like them together. I'm okay with them pairing them up here.
Yeah.
But I feel like this just kind of like set them back a little bit. Because now, how are you going to build them up?
Yeah, I don't know. You just got out of a tag team. You got put them back into a tag team. I don't know. I don't like it. But
but there's like the room. There's the wiggle room is not like there's not a whole lot of room.
Yeah,
now.
It's not.
And he already lost his
everything
hemorrhoid.
Yeah, everything is everything's kind of locked up right now as far as where everything's positioned.
Yeah.
This AEW championship match, fucking nominal.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it had all the makings of Orange Cassidy upset all over it.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Oh, I know.
Multiple times, making you think they'll actually pull the trigger on it.
Mm-hmm. Had me going.
Mm-hmm.
It really did. Had me going. And just that whole ending, just the last, 10 minutes of the match, just so good.
And can we talk about Bryce Remsburg?
Yeah.
For a minute?
Yeah.
Just how fucking good he is in general.
Good.
like just any match he's in is elevated by his presence.
Yep.
Of how he sells shit.
Yep. His fucking refereeing is balling, bro.
Yeah. Like it's just like he like the drama that he created. Like the match itself created a lot of drama.
Right.
But then he adding to that drama. I mean, like it just chef's kiss all over.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Good shit,
like
man.
Like that's all I could think of was like, God damn. Like he's like, not only is this match so good, but like when a referee can add to the match, not take away from it, because he didn't like take away and it wasn't like overshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can just add things to the match like that and add to the suspense and add to the drama that they were clearly going for, just
but like
so
I
good.
just talk about
so good.
Just talk about psychology for a minute in this. Like the fucking like Cassidy was picking his spots. Like I just liked how it was done, because it was just like these dudes are like fucking each other up, and then Cassidy would come in and get him. It's not like he was sneaky, but at the same time he's like
calculated.
It's calculated. Like
it's calculated because he knows his strengths, he knows his weaknesses. That's how you fight. You know your strengths, you know your weaknesses.
How you fight.
And if you're in a fight with more than two people and it's a free for all, you pick and choose your spots. Like that's how a fight works. Which goes back to what I was saying earlier about like how they do make these wrestling matches more authentic in the psychology of fighting. You know what I mean? Like sometimes storytelling, not so much, but as far as like it actually being a fight contest, you know what I mean? Like where they are fighting and like just fighter instincts. Like that was a fighter instinct, is like, I don't have to necessarily do the damage, but as long as I can get in there and get the pin.
Right.
Or like I can be like, oh shit, now I'm coming in and steal this. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. And it doesn't make him a heel for that, I don't think. Because it wasn't like in a heelish way. Like he wasn't on the outside being like, I'll wait.
Right.
Like it was just kind of like, oh shit, I got beat up. Let me just like take a moment.
Yep.
Okay, they're kicking each other. Okay, fine. I'm gonna hang tight, you know. Not trying to like dive in and fuck shit up right away. Yeah.
No, that last, I mean, when he was hitting him with those belts, man, like phenomenal. Like
I love that too.
So
when he took every belt, I was like, oh shit, tell me he's gonna get everyone. Tell me he's getting everyone.
Yep. And he went from order of importance too. That's what I liked.
He did, but he didn't at the same time.
Because
he started with the Impact title.
Did he start with the Impact? I missed that.
He did. He started with the Impact title, then went to the AAA title.
Yeah.
Then went to the TNA World Heavyweight title, which actually isn't the heavyweight title.
Fucking hilarious.
And then went to the AEW Championship.
That's phenomenal.
That was funny. But then I also thought like the ending was good too, because like he just snuck in, like he snuck away with it. You know what I mean? Like because he needed to. Like it seemed like that's what he needed to do, was just sneak that shit in there.
Sneak it in, and that's it. Like it was phenomenal. Like it was such a good match. And then this crazy shit at the end, the Pinnacle in the Inner Circle, like it was just so fucking like all Urban Meyer, bro.
Fuck, I love that. I loved everything about it. I did not expect. I knew they were at the Jaguars facility, but the fact that they got Urban Meyer to stick around and be in that shit,
amazing.
And fucking Charlie Strong throwing footballs.
I love it.
This shit was hilarious to me.
I loved it so much.
That was so good. Yeah, like this was a good, because like that the first Stadium Stampede was largely comedy.
Yes.
Largely a comedic spot.
It was.
This was a good mix.
Yes, it was.
This was a good mix of like it had your comedy because you had those cameos, you had some of the other shit going on, but then you also had like serious fighting, you know, because you had your Conan spot, haha, funny,
right.
But then they started beating shit out of each other. You know what I mean? And then like, you know, you had your Urban Meyer shit, you had the you know, that little cameo, but then they threw the motherfucker through the glass door. You know what I mean? Like it was like serious shit going on, serious fighting.
This was some of the best camera work they've done in AEW.
Yeah.
Like because this was live. Like I mean,
no,
yeah,
no, it was not all live.
It wasn't live.
No, it was not all live. Apparently, it was taped over a couple days.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, okay. So they did well. They still did a great job. I thought for sure it was live.
Yeah, because continuity when they came back into the arena.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I thought it was fucking there. That's good shit. That's good shit. Then I'm all about that.
Yeah, if I read correctly, I believe they did film most of that. I don't know how much of it, but they filmed most of it over a couple days.
Oh damn, that's really the continuity was really strong there. Like there was no, I would have never thought like it wasn't live. So they did a great job.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. If you didn't know any better, you would have assumed that was live.
Like sometimes you can tell, but like it was just not the case. It was. Really
it's just that entrance scared me though.
What's that now?
The entrance scared me.
What?
When they entered, when they rappelled off the scoreboard.
Fuck me.
I was like, why would you do that? It was cool, but like it's scary.
That was a lot.
I just anytime people do that,
it freaks me out. No, I know. It's fucking PTSD, bro. It is. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. I was like, oh my God, they're doing what are they doing? But yeah, no, I mean, overall, I was just so entertained. Like they had a little bit of everything. By the end of it, like it was long, but it was worth every bit of it. It was worth the money, and I was pleased. Mm-hmm. I was pleased by the end of it.
Yeah, it took 4 days because here's a statement from Jericho saying, so I think for me, after spending the last 4 days filming it and doing a lot of editing and production work on it, just watching it from behind the curtain and hearing everybody's reaction to it, that's when you know it was all good. So yeah, not all of it was filmed live.
Interesting. Good shit. Mark Henry. Fuck. Marked out for that. No pun. I did. I liked Mark. I like Mark Henry.
Marked out. That's another one though. They're scooping up them legends, man.
Yeah. Hey, they need legends too.
They're bringing. Oh, they have so many legends. They already have so many legends.
I know.
I guess a lot of legends they have, and they just keep getting them. Like they keep picking them up.
Yeah.
And they keep bringing them back for commentary. But I feel like they're all going to wrestle at some point too.
Yeah, maybe. No, I know Mark's trying to get into shape. Mark's definitely going to try to wrestle. I mean, I'm sure Big Show will be into some scuffles eventually. You know,
I think he'll wrestle too.
Yeah,
because it's what he said. He said he didn't come there just to be a commentator.
There you go. We'll see. I mean. I just don't want it all the time. Like if it's just no. Like just throw it. Just throw him in a little spot where there's somebody's getting a little rough on around, and then he comes out and like, hey, stop it. Some shit like that. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be good to have those guys in the back too. Not that they have any shortage of people in the back. Because they got Malenko back there, they got Jerry Lynn.
Yeah.
They got Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, Jake Roberts. I mean, they have plenty of people. It's not like they're at a shortage, but just to have a couple others.
Yeah.
It can't hurt.
No, it can't.
But I just, especially with these releases, because I feel like that's part of the thing too, is trying to I feel like WWE is also trying to gauge, okay, who's gonna get swooped up and who's not.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because is AEW gonna chomp at the bit to go after Braun Strowman?
It's possible. It's possible. Depends on
because maybe WWE's like, fine, you can have them. Because we're not because it's almost like one of those things where he's on the team for so long and then the team's like, yeah, we can't pay you this much anymore, but you can go to another team and they'll pay you. And then AEW's like, we'll overpay for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
We'll see. I mean, you'll see if he's a draw or not soon, real quick. You never know. Don't know. Let's talk about Backlash. I didn't see it.
Oh, well, if you didn't watch it.
No, we can still talk about it. I don't know if I'm gonna catch it.
Yeah.
What'd you think about it?
I mean, after talking about Double or Nothing, it's different.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw the first 3 matches, and I turned it off during the Priest and Miz. I couldn't watch it.
Why?
It was fucking terrible. I turned it off. It was terrible.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, why? Why was that terrible?
Why was the Miz and Priest terrible?
Yeah.
It was fucking awful. They got fucking zombies around the ring.
Yeah.
And then...
Because Dave Bautista sent him there. But that's why.
I know.
That's why.
So fucking dumb. It's dumb. It was not good. I turned. It's funny because I turned it off and I'm looking at this fucking grade they gave it, an F minus, and I'm like, yeah, that might be one of those. That might be one of those Hell in a Cell dog, like that one with the Hell in a Cell with the dogs and shit with Al Snow, and it might be on that level.
No, because this match did not go forever.
No, it didn't go forever. That's true. That shit went way too long.
That was the problem with it. Is like, it wouldn't have been that bad if it didn't go on for what, 15, 20 minutes?
It was so
Didn't that
long.
shit go on for like 15, 20 minutes when it should have been like
5 minutes. Yeah.
maybe 10 at the most?
Yeah. That was
like, I don't think this shit went long.
No, I don't know. I did not watch all of it. I turned it off.
Well, so here's my thing with that, because I know a lot of people had issues with the zombie thing.
Yeah, turn it off.
So we're not okay with zombies being lumberjacks.
No.
But we're okay with the Fiend doing some supernatural shit?
Because the Fiend was a stat. You just can't bring zombies into a motherfucking, like, no. What is zombies? No. We cannot. We cannot do that.
Why?
Because the Fiend is an established ass character, but as soon as they start burning that motherfucker, that's when I lost interest too. I lost interest before then. But I'm saying, like, no, you can't. You can't. I'm just letting you know. You can't do that. There's levels to it because it's established character as opposed to some random ass zombies in the ring. No, we can't do that. We can't do it.
But they're from the Army of the Dead.
I know. We can't do it. It was
so
not good.
Walking Dead's okay. But not bringing zombies as lumberjacks.
No.
We can't do that.
No. We can't. I did not like it. I was like watching, I was like, oh, because right before it was the Mysterio match. And before that was the women's match.
The women's championship
match. So I was like, that's good.
Yeah, those were good matches.
And then these were good matches. And I was like, and I think I turned away. I don't remember what I was doing because I was doing two things at once. And I looked up and I saw zombies.
Yeah.
And
well, you missed the part that it's with the Army of the Dead.
All right.
Like, there's a whole partnership.
Okay.
There's a whole crossover.
I get it. I understand.
It makes sense.
Okay.
So you're okay with zombies eating people in movies, but it's not okay if they eat them on WWE.
That's correct. That's correct.
That's a fucked up double standard.
That's not fucked up.
That's a fucked up double standard. That's a fucked up double standard.
It's not, bro. I'm not.
It's all for entertainment.
I know, but I was not entertained. I was weirded out. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Or are you weirded out by zombies in general?
Now, granted, I don't watch zombie shit in general. Like, I don't do that. I don't watch Walking Dead.
Well, then,
I don't do that shit.
fair enough.
It's not for me.
You watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Those are ice zombies.
Those are ice zombies. But
Those
that's
are
not
fucking
that's not what the
zombies.
whole. That's not what the.
Those
really
are goddamn zombies.
All right, fine.
They're fairy tale zombies.
Fine. we'll take it there. The story was good up until then. So
if like Damian Priest had a little knife action and like dropped from a tree and stabbed one of them, you would have been okay with it?
I would prefer him to wrestle. Yes.
He did. They did. He punched the zombies.
Yeah, I don't want anything.
They did. They wrestled the zombies.
I
They did. They punched them. They kicked them.
I didn't watch it long enough.
I don't know what else you need from that.
I know. I saw a little bit of it. I said, "What the fuck is happening?" But that's okay. It's all right. I'm not mad about it. I just didn't watch it.
I think people are too harsh on it because it's a double goddamn standard.
How was Bianca and Bailey?
I was entertained by the zombies.
I'm sure
I was like, this is fun. Because it's different. It's fun. It's different. They're a fucking sponsor. You do a lot of shit for your sponsors.
I mean, I'm not mad about the promotion or anything like that. I'm really not. Like,
I think it was a creative way to get the crossover.
Okay.
Because like instead of just being like, okay, here, the movie, whatever.
All I'm saying is,
it's like, okay, lumberjacks.
They're fucking up Damian Priest shit right now. They're just fucking it all up. They're fucking it up, bro.
He's fine.
He's gonna be the next next one released. You're gonna be wondering why.
No, because he's doing shit. Damian Priest is doing shit.
I'm just saying, man.
He's been doing shit. Listen, he's got the Bad Bunny rub. This motherfucker ain't going anywhere.
I know. They rubbed the bunny all over
He's not
this
going
motherfucker.
anywhere. Yeah, he's got the Bad Bunny stank all on him.
Yeah, I know.
He got the Bad Bunny dust.
Bad Bunny,
That's what I got.
Bad Bunny's the top selling fucking.
He's
t-shirt
already
right
sold out his tour.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
Already sold out his American.
Now
tour.
that's good promotion. That's good crossover. All right.
And so is Zombies. Now, if it was The Walking Dead, I bet everybody would fucking have a great conniption, but it's because of a movie nobody's heard of with Dave Bautista.
So
Which it actually looks kind of good. I'll watch it at some point.
So this Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and Braun Strowman. Look
Are we
at
just
him in
skipping
the
over-
co-main.
Are we just skipping over Bianca and Bailey?
I asked how. Oh, you didn't hear me say. I said how was that? How
No,
was
I was still
Bianca
talking
Belair?
about the goddamn zombies.
Fuck them goddamn zombies. I don't give a fuck about that shit. How is Bianca Belair and Bailey? Goddamn it.
You shouldn't fuck a zombie. I don't think you should do that.
I don't know if they'll bother me afterwards.
They'd try to eat it.
That's a different type of stank, bro.
I mean, you are supposed to go for the head
Oh shit.
with zombies. So,
Oh fuck.
but all right. So this one was interesting. I like the match overall, but Bianca, to me, won in like a Kofi way.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't like that's how her first defense went down.
Oh, she did like that, like just barely won shit.
Well, not like that she just barely won, but it was like she kind of did some heelish shit to win. Like it wasn't like here's what happened. Spoiler alert.
That's okay. I'm probably not gonna watch.
Probably
Go
not
ahead.
gonna watch it. So Bailey went to use Bianca's hair to like wrap it around her to try to like pin her and shit.
Yeah.
And she used her hair as like a ripcord to pull her into the Bailey to belly.
Okay, got you.
Right. Then Bianca used her own hair to wrap it around Bailey for the pin, but the pin didn't really work. So she like lost her grip and the pin didn't look real good.
Okay.
But she still got the pin because of her hair.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't like she just beat her.
Gotcha.
She used her hair to like wrap her up.
I like
beat her.
the hair.
So we're okay with that, but we're not okay with zombies.
Correct. Now we're talking. Now we're getting
The thing I didn't like about it was that like this match did not get to a point where they both just beat the shit out of each other so much that it got to that. You know what I mean?
I got you. I know
Like I don't think there was a real reason to do that.
I am not a fan.
Guess it's a
Can we have that
creative way,
conversation?
but
Every single time, unless it's like a roll up pin or some shit like that or something like that sort. A lot of times these matches don't get to the point where like I don't know what the.
Well, no. What we talked about with the AEW thing is like the AEW matches. They make it seem like both competitors have given it 100%.
Yeah.
And they're just beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
And then when it gets down to the end, you've seen that they've basically all given it their all.
Mm-hmm.
But that takes time.
Yes.
That's why the AEW shit's like 4 or 5 hours.
Correct.
But they only do it once a quarter.
Right. That's the
WWE does this shit once every 3 weeks.
Right.
And you don't have the time to develop that. Like you just the matches don't get enough time to do that. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to get to that
outside
point.
of the mains. It's hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to have those ways of, getting the pinfalls where either they just like the one side just beats the shit out of the other and that's how it's done, or you do have those sort of like quick roll ups or quick gotchas or those kind of things where it's like a quick caught you with the finisher or those kind of things. So, but like what I didn't like was that she actively used the hair to like steal a win.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because it wasn't like, to me, that's a heel move. Because to me, that reads, okay, she's giving me more than I can handle, so I got to do some shit to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I didn't like that for her.
Okay.
Like, it was the same thing with, like, Kofi just barely winning because he jumped over Dolph Ziggler in the cage.
Now, granted, Kofi...
Like, he should have won that match. Like, Dolph Ziggler, by all, intents and purposes, should have won that match if Kofi didn't jump over top of him, but that's how he retained. Like, that's what it looked like to me. It looked like Bayley, by all intents and purposes, should have won, but then she used the hair to cheat when she's supposed to be the face.
Right.
But, like, now if we go to another matchup, you know what I mean? Because I'm hoping this isn't done, and I don't think it will be done. I don't think it
will be done. No, it's not done.
But I still don't like that for a first. Okay. I don't know, like for a first defense. Mm-hmm. Like, this is her first title defense too. Like,
maybe that's why they did it, so they're gonna have multiple. I don't know. But yeah, I don't.
Like, you could have done it. You could have done it. You could have done a DQ. You could have done. It didn't have to be It didn't have to be a cheap win. You know what I mean? It didn't have to be kind of like a cheating win, in my book. You know what I mean? Like, it was some Hogan shit. It was like some Hogan shit from back in the day.
Yeah, he used to do that shit. Yeah. Let's do some triple threat action with this championship with Braun Strowman, who is no longer with the company. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? Still crazy. Using the co-main. Like, seriously. Yeah, so how was this Bobby Lashley match? Good?
I mean, this was good because they used the triple threat no DQ thing to their advantage. Because, like, they were throwing each other into fucking LED screens and shit, and spearing each other all over the place. So, like, they used the elements to help themselves.
Okay, cool.
And I thought that was enjoyable, especially since it's three big motherfuckers. And they literally just...
Remember we saw that Bobby Lashley Braun Strowman match that was fucking
phenomenal. And that Extreme Rules thing. Yeah, because they're two big athletic dudes. Yeah. So now you throw a third big athletic dude in there, and they're literally just destroying the place.
Yeah.
So, like, I thought this was a really good match. I did, and they CBS gave it an A-, and I agree with that.
Oh, good shit.
I thought it was better. I did. They even said it was better than expected, and I thought so too because they did. These guys actually, like, seemed like they beat the shit out of each other.
Right.
And then it just came out that, Bobby Lashley ended up winning.
Right.
You know what I mean? But, like, they were throwing each other into shit. They were using they took advantage of the whole no disqualification thing, which I thought was good because then it could just show the three of them just literally beating the piss out of each other back and forth all over the Thunderdome in order to, score the win.
All over the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
All right.
Strowman took the fall here because he got hit with both finishers. Yeah. He got hit with the Claymore, then Lashley threw McIntyre out, and then hit Strowman with the spear afterward. Amazing. So he got hit with both the motherfuckers, and that's how.
At least he went out strong. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns and Cesaro. How was that shit?
Overall, the match was good. Like the little, just like overall the match was very good.
Uh-huh.
My only problem with it was I don't think they built Cesaro up strong enough, or this was meant to kind of put him back in his place, if that makes sense. Like, towards the beginning and even in the middle, he gave a good fight. But, like, even though the commentary was like, yeah, he's taken Reigns to his limit. He's done this. I didn't see it. I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it. Yeah. I did not believe Reigns. Like, we knew Roman Reigns was going to win.
You want to believe that he has,
but I want to believe, correct. Like that WrestleMania match, I had a slight chance. I had a slight belief that he was going to lose.
Right.
Not necessarily that he was going to get pinned, but that he was going to lose his title.
Right.
This one, and I feel like they could have done a better job with this, like they did, like AEW did with fucking the triple threat.
Correct.
You know what I mean? But, like, Kenny Omega's easier to get a chicken shitty kind of heel thing going with.
True.
But, like, when you put a guy like Cesaro in there, he's believable because he's a bigger guy.
Absolutely.
He's strong as fuck. If you really wanted to build him up, I feel like they could have went further without necessarily making the match go longer. But I feel like they could have went further because even though Cesaro gave him a lot, I didn't really get the sense that Cesaro was ever dominant in this match, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he fought back. He was resilient. He kicked out of stuff. Like, he gave him a fight, but I didn't really see a whole lot of Cesaro dominating. You know what I mean?
Are they taking Cesaro out because they attacked his arm, so he's going to be out for a while?
Well, see, that I don't know, because I haven't watched any of the follow-up yet.
Because I'm just watching. I'm reading what happened afterwards.
Yeah,
with
I haven't
Cesaro.
watched any of I haven't watched any of the follow-up, to be honest. But like, it made sense for him to do that too, because like a lot of the shit comes from his arm. Like, the uppercuts come from the arm. He's got to use that for the strength.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, it makes sense. And the thing is, I don't think the him and Seth Rollins stuff's done.
No, it's definitely not.
So I think that's where it's going in the grand scheme of things. I don't think the arm thing was supposed to like write him off. But again, I haven't watched any of the follow-up since then. And I'm like 2 weeks behind, I think, now.
Well,
Maybe 3 weeks. I don't know. But
they gave this an A+.
I mean, it was good. It was a really good match. If you were to watch any match, I would actually no, because I'd say watch both of the title matches.
Okay, I'll watch both.
I would. I would say watch.
Two.
I would say watch both of them, and give your own judgment on it. But those were just my takes. Is like, again, great. It was a great match. I felt like the story could have. CBS says it was a roller coaster. I don't think it was that much a roller coaster, only for the fact that like Cesaro stayed in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it didn't. To me, it didn't ever seem like Roman Reigns was in jeopardy of losing, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I never got that sense of like, oh shit, here, like, oh my god, are they going to actually pull the trigger here?
Do you think
like,
it was an A+?
No, I don't think it was an A+.
Okay.
I would give it maybe an.
Because I found it interesting because they gave none of those other ones on the other one A+. So they gave this one an A+. So I was curious. They gave no AEW match an A+.
This was good, but I don't think it was an A+.
Okay.
Looking back, because I would say the Double or Nothing match was the triple threat Double or Nothing match was better.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wouldn't give this an A+.
Like, Roman's been killing it. Don't get it twisted. Like,
and this isn't me shitting on the match.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you should watch this.
I haven't seen a bad Roman Reigns match in a minute. Like, it's been a minute.
You should. You really should. You should watch the WWE title match and watch this Universal title match.
I will do such things.
Watch them both. See what you think, because I am curious to see what you think. Because we do differ, in opinions
for sure
on things. So that was just kind of the feeling I got from it. So that's why I wouldn't get. That's ultimately why I wouldn't give it an A+. Because I was hoping, like Cesaro did some good shit, like. He's solid as fuck. Roman Reigns has been solid as fuck since he's done this whole head of the table thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it was very good. Very, very good.
Oh, damn.
I think to make it an A+ for me, they would have put Reigns in more jeopardy unless they meant to not really bump Cesaro up that far. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's talk about these last couple things before we dip quickly. Because, number one, we got, and you can plug some shit at the end, but like...
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got some shit to plug.
Marcel Ozuna is a fucking idiot. And he's dead to me. That's all.
And he's got no fingers.
Yeah. This dude's a fucking idiot. Like, I can't stress how dumb... Like, he's pretty much ruined his career.
Do you think that's why he broke his hand?
No. Now, I mean, his hand is real broke now.
Because that literally happened like right before this shit happened.
I know. He broke his hand from there, and then he's at home. Maybe homegirl made him mad and saying some shit. Well, that's why you broke your hand, motherfucker. Then
I'll break my hand on you, bitch.
Yeah,
like something like that.
Dude, the problem is this.
Jesus.
It's not like a he said, she said situation, because those you can kind of get away with. The cops witnessed him choking her against the wall and hitting her. He's done.
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
he's done.
Yep.
Like, you're not coming back from that. A lot of these things these domestic disputes, like,
It's like a he
Yeah.
said, she said.
Well,
thing.
yeah, it's a he should. Yeah, unless you get the elevator evidence.
Yeah, unless you
You
get
know
the
what I mean?
elevator
Like,
evidence.
sucker punch. Yeah.
Correct. That's a he said, she said situation. But this is not. It's not the case. People saw this shit. Officers saw this shit. He did it in front of them. That's
He just
crazy.
Didn't care.
This dude
Do you think he
lit as
was?
fuck.
Do you think he was intoxicated
Yeah,
at all?
absolutely. He's drunk as fuck. There's no way he wasn't.
Because
way he wasn't.
and not to like give him any, like reprieve on it, but
Yeah,
like
he's absolutely
if he
drunk.
was if he was completely sober, that would be like way worse.
Yeah, no, he was completely. He had to be completely trashed because, first of all, he did it in front of cops. Like, there's no, there's
Why
no,
would you? Yeah.
there's
why would
no
you
way
fucking do
unless
that?
you are completely gone. And apparently, him and his wife have had issues in the past. She got arrested a year ago for hitting him. Like
But yet they're together.
This is like the Rich Swan situation, like where they're fucking around doing dumb shit and they shouldn't really be together. Toxic ass shit. It's like that type of shit. But yeah, he fucked up because he gone. Like, I mean, he gonna be gone for a while. I'm thinking about at not only the rest of this year, but probably next year too. At least we don't have to pay him $18 million. We get all that shit back.
You think so? You think
Yeah.
you can get out of that contract?
Yep. Because that's definitely those are definitely in the contract. Any type of shit like when it has to do with like, especially when you're gonna get suspended. Well, it's a suspension anyway. You don't get paid. So,
I thought you can't void the contract.
yeah, you can. You can avoid the contract. Mm-hmm. Place is gonna be suspended anyway. Be suspended, you don't get paid.
I mean, I would imagine so.
Yeah, you don't get paid. But yeah, you can void that contract almost completely because it's all those are like those little caveats, like if you get arrested and you get charged and blah blah blah,
Mm-hmm.
you're fucked. Like that shit is null and void. Like they have those little caveats, like you can't play basketball during the season while you're a baseball player if you tear your ACL doing this and that. Your contract is void. Fucked around.
Right.
I just want to talk about this Cubs Pirates play. Do you see that shit?
What?
That Cubs Pirates shit?
Which one? Where Javi Baez?
That dumb shit that the first baseman did?
If he maybe.
Well, the third baseman threw the ball. He took him off. It took him off the bat, like it was a bad throw, right?
Okay.
To first, and Javi Baez didn't run all the way through first because sometimes like those catch in front, like and they're like, I'll just tag you on the base pad because it took him off the base path, or off the bag, so it kind of took him in the base path instead. And instead of Javi just kind of running into the tag, he ran backwards. In this dumb.
Are you talking about the thing at home plate?
Yeah, that shit.
So like when he ran back to home plate, then ran all the way around. Is that what you're talking about? That one?
Yeah, that dumb shit. You saw it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, if it's
yeah,
where he hit that ball.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
It's unmistakable. It's like the worst play.
And then he gets in the rundown between home and first.
Yeah, I've never seen that before, bro.
Oh, I know, that was fucking crazy.
Like,
I loved every minute of it.
Like, to be honest with you, it's not like I've played baseball in many years.
I don't know how he escaped that. That's the whole shit.
Why the fuck would you chase your out is at first? Who gives a fuck if he's trying to just run to first?
Well, because he was trying to run him. I think what he was trying to do was run him back, see if the guy at home was coming, and then give it to the guy at home so you get the out at home. But it's 2 outs.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
It's 2 outs. Yeah.
It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like it was the dumbest.
Yeah, no, that's a blunder on
that
first baseman right there.
It's one of the all-time worst plays I've ever seen. Because
then you literally
all you have to do is touch the bag.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do is touch the bag. No matter what happens.
Yeah, because the run most likely won't score.
Either way, he's not going home. If it's
2 outs.
Yeah, but even if
that's the thing, if it's 2 outs, you get that out. That's 3 outs. That run doesn't count.
Even if it's 1 out.
Well, it doesn't. I don't care about that. But even if it's two outs,
I know it's stupid. It's just the worst play I've ever seen.
Because it's 2 outs. You literally tag the base. That's it.
Check the base. Doesn't matter
Inning-
what. Doesn't
innings
matter.
over.
He can raw around the base pass the wrong fucking way if he wants to. You still just got to touch fucking first, bro. That's what's so crazy about it. Just touch first. It was the most incredible blunder I've ever seen in baseball, and I just as a person watching it and just understand the game, and just I don't think I'd ever make that play. I would never do that. I would never chase him from first to home. Between first and second, okay, like that's you have room. I understand that. Any of the other bases, I understand that. But first to home, he only has one place to go. He has to get to first.
Right.
You have to get there.
Yeah, the fact that he's in a rundown between those 2 places.
And then they didn't even get it out. That's the craziest part about it. No outs were recorded in that play.
Yeah.
Terrible baseball. And then the last thing was J-Lo and Ben Affleck are back together. And that's weird. And this is why J-Lo nasty, and she needs to calm down. She just got a relationship with A-Rod, and she hugged up. I mean, hugged the fuck up with Ben Affleck.
Apparently, she's dependent.
My girl needs to chill the fuck out. And why are you going to retread? You retreading with Ben?
Maybe it's that rebound. I don't know.
Jesus Christ. Bro. And she cold-blooded. She's like, hey, I'm out. Fuck it. Like, what? That's craziness. Like, I'm not like, I don't even give a fuck about shit like this usually. But I was like, yo, you go through dudes. Like, you go through dudes. There's something wrong with you, J-Lo. As fine as you are, there's something up with you, girl. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm going to say. There's something up with you. You have gone through guy after guy after guy after guy after guy after guy. My goodness, girl. That shit is insane to me.
Yeah.
Here they go. Here are all her little shits here. I'm looking at them now. She's been married to 3 people. Her longest was Mark Anthony. That was for 10 years. Then she was with A-Rod for 4 years. But she was with Casper Smart in between from 11 to 16. I'm trying to do math.
Who?
I don't know. This guy, she was with... My girl does not take breaks, is what I'm saying.
No.
There are no breaks
she
in
needs
this.
somebody.
There are no breaks in this. This is how nasty she is. So she was, I don't know this guy. Ojani Noah is her first marriage, right? 97. It's way back in the day. 30 years ago. 20 years ago. 30 years ago? 20 years ago. 25 years ago? Something like that. Anyway. That long ago. So she married this dude, was divorced within a year. Okay? She's divorced within a year. So 98, they're divorced. Then there's a little breaky break here. So she wasn't in a relationship for about 3 years. Or no, she was probably in a relationship with this guy, Chris Judd. But she got married in 2001. So there probably was no break. Let's just assume there was none. Then she got divorced in 2003. But in between 2002 and 2004, she was with Ben Affleck. They got engaged. But then she married Mark Anthony in 2004. And they got divorced in 2014, but she was dating a guy for 5 years from 2011 to 2016. So some of them years was wishy-washy. And then she was with A-Rod from 2017 to 2021. Now she with this fucking dude. Like, there are no breaks, my dude.
Yeah.
Like, 0 breaks. Like, the most fucked up part, I'm just looking at this Chris Judd shit. Married to Chris Judd. I don't even know what the fuck Chris Judd is. I gotta look at a picture. Chris Judd is an American actor, and what did he do? What was he in? Oh, he did choreographed numbers for like he was like a choreographer. Okay. He did some shit like that. Cool. Judd met Jennifer Lopez in late 2000. Okay. Got it. They got married in 2001. See, like she just don't she don't quit. She don't stop. She don't stop at all. It's craziness. I just don't get it. Personally. It bothers me. Like, why would you do that? She wrong for this shit. She out here pop, 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 pop. She 51. She need to chill. She look fine as fuck at 51. But girl, you gotta chill.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's something up with her, man. I don't know.
I mean, if you don't want to be independent, that's cool. You know?
Yeah. And it's weird.
You always
like
need somebody, it's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. However you want to
Yeah,
roll.
just do your thing. But like, that's weird, man. Like, I don't know. It's just.
I mean, some people always feel the need to have somebody. You know what I mean?
These overlapping timelines is insane. Now, meanwhile, fucking Ben Affleck's ass was just married to Jennifer Gardner for like mad long, and that was it.
Yeah.
I would not go back. I wouldn't do it, Ben. Don't do it, bro. Stop it. Don't. Do it. My thoughts. My thoughts.
Hey.
Don't. No.
I mean, it could be a trap. Could be like Akbar. It's a trap.
Didn't he already fail with her with doing that fucking terrible movie Geely?
Yeah. Hey.
That was a sign right there.
Maybe we'll get the sequel.
Get the sequel right there?
Yes, give me the sequel. I want it.
Fuck. Ben has had a great career up until this point. Talk about career killers. Jesus. Talk about career killers. Holy shit. She's about to come with it. Move over, Shane McMahon. My man's coming for you. My man's coming for you. All right. Let me see. I just want to look this up real quick. When did that happen? When did G Lee happen? 2003. And he came out with one of my favorite movies, Paycheck, right in that same year. G Lee and the Sum of All Fears. Had some shit coming out. And then G Lee happened. Then he had a little down spell. But then he came back. Came back strong in 2010s. All right. I didn't mean to shit on you, J-Lo. I think you're fine as fuck. But damn, you got just, take some time for yourself, girl. Like, just take a year. A year. You've been overlapping. You overlapping. Like, I'm looking at timelines. This shit don't add up. I need at least see a year or two gap. Damn. That's crazy. All right. That'll do it for the Sweatshop Podcast. Please like, follow, share, all that stuff. We are on Anchor FM. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and many, many more. Like, we're like all over the place now. It's nice. Thank you, Anchor FM. Ting. Look us up at the Sweatshop Pod, or you can just look up the Sweatshop Podcast. We're on all those things. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. Just look us up. We'll be there. All right, bro. Go ahead.
All right. So got quite a few things
to
come at you because there's some big news on the horizon, especially that was released today of all days, meaning Wednesday. But the first thing I want to just make sure I get in there is checking out everything, including the Sweatshop Podcast, that is on the HTW Network, which you can find the HTW Network YouTube channel. You can find all the different shows there. Just search the HTW Network on YouTube. Feel free to like, subscribe, and share any of those shows from us here at the Sweatshop Podcast to Moran and Friends, which you got some great episodes to look at there. We got the Three Ropes Podcast. We got High Tension Wellness. And we actually have a new show with Tommy Vex. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I don't remember necessarily what it's called. I'm such a bad promoter. But Tommy Vex has a new show that is debuting. If it hasn't debuted yet, it's going to be debuting. It is Tommy Talks Tapes. That's what it is. Tommy Talks Tapes, where Tommy Vex sits down with other wrestlers and they watch one of their old matches they had together and they just shoot the shit about it and talk shop about it. So that's going to be premiering this coming Monday, I believe. The first episode's coming out this coming Monday. So that would be June 7th. Tommy Talks Tape.
Okay.
On the HTW network. That's coming out Monday, June 7th at 7 p.m., I believe. But in the meantime, you can catch up on all the other things on the YouTube channel, or you can just look up the HTW network across all the major podcast platforms. You can look us up, the Sweatshop Podcast on there, Moran and Friends, all that kind of stuff. So just check all of the different shows out because we got a lot of things coming up that way. Also, big things with Camp Leapfrog. First thing is we have a revamped, remastered version of Camper's Choice coming to IWTV, chocked full with Edith Surreal's debut on commentary. And that is coming out June 6th. So it's this Sunday at 8 p.m. Our Camper's Choice that was live on Facebook is going to be remastered, and it has commentary, all other kind of camera angles and stuff. And that'll be streaming on IWTV. It'll be premiering at 8 p.m. this Sunday, and they'll continue to be in the on-demand library from there on out. So you can, if you missed Camper's Choice, you can check that out. If you saw Camper's Choice but want to see the revamped version, you can check it out on IWTV. And then we also have Killian Vision, which is coming up on Tuesday, June the 29th at 10 p.m. So right after NXT, click on over to IWTV to watch that Killian Vision action. It starts at 10 p.m. The open swim will be on the Independent Wrestling Facebook page beforehand. And during that open swim, there will be the announcement made of who wins the signed Frog Sport turnbuckle pad, which that auction is still going on. That raffle's still going on. If you want to buy some tickets for the raffles, again, the more money you donate to the raffle, the more tickets you buy, the more chances you have to win the turnbuckle pad. So if you want to enter yourself and buy some tickets for that, and the money goes to a great cause, it goes to the Trevor Project. All of our 100% of the proceeds from this raffle go directly to the Trevor Project. So if you want to donate, you want to get some tickets, go to givebutter.com/frogsport and then click that enter to win button and buy as many tickets as you like. And like I said, all that money will go to the Trevor Project. And then probably the biggest news that dropped just today is Camp Leapfrog is going on its first field trip.
Field trip.
We are going on a field trip. We are leaving the campgrounds, and we are traveling to Williamstown, New Jersey on August the 8th. So put that in your calendar. Sunday. I believe that's a Sunday. Yes, it is a Sunday. Yes, no, maybe so. I gotta look. I think it's a Sunday. It is a Sunday. Sunday, August the 8th in Williamstown, New Jersey. Camp Leapfrog is going to be having a 21st birthday extravaganza for Abby Jane, and everybody is invited to attend. We are going to have our first field trip. It's going to be for Abby's 21st birthday. We're going to have, some matches. We're going to have some birthday fun. And this is going to be on Sunday, August 8th at 1 p.m. in Williamstown, New Jersey. We're going to have ticket information available for you guys within the coming weeks. But we do want to also tell you that this is in conjunction with the event IWTV 100, which will be the 100th title defense of the Independent Wrestling Championship. So what you will be able to do, and I believe this is what will happen shortly, the details will be coming out shortly, is that you can actually get a 2-for-1 deal. You can buy one ticket, and this one ticket will get you not only into that IWTV 100 event, but it will also get you into the Camp Leapfrog show. So you'll be able to watch 2 wrestling shows that day in the same location for one particular price. So if you want to find out information about getting tickets to this event, this Camp Leapfrog event in Williamstown, New Jersey, stay tuned to our social media at Camp Leapfrog across the board, and we will be releasing more details. But it's just announced today. We just got it approved through our camp board, and Brad just approved it today, that we are taking our first field trip. So that'll be on August the 8th in conjunction with IWTV. It's Abby Jane's 21st birthday extravaganza. So I can't wait to finally meet and see some of our campers who have been watching us from afar. It'll be our first chance to take our camp, to different campgrounds and different playgrounds, and be able to meet everybody and kind of showcase what we got. So that'll be on Sunday, August the 8th at 1 p.m. So mark that in your calendars. Start planning your trips to make sure you can get to Williamstown, New Jersey, to see Camp Leapfrog and to also see the IWTV 100 show later that evening. So that's our big news, as we are having our first field trip this summer. And we cannot wait, because we have some surprises in store that you may not see coming. For our first, because we got to go with our first field trip, man.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a big trip.
It's got to be a big trip.
So
It's got to be. That's super dope.
So it's exciting news that we'll finally be able to get out there and meet some of our campers from afar.
Hell yeah.
So make sure you get your Camp Leapfrog shirts for that too. Everybody's got to wear their camp merch, which you can find that on Shop IWTV, or you can also find some High Tension Wrestling merch across the board, either on TeePublic, Teespring, or I think it's just called Spring now, or Pro Wrestling Tees. So make sure you get your merch for August the 8th, so that, because we want to see a bunch of Camp Leapfrog shirts out there.
Hell yes, man. Yes, we do. That's awesome news. And you know what else is awesome news, my dude?
What?
My TV controller can control my PS5.
Oh, there you go.
It's a game changer.
So you can get right onto all the apps. You can just be like, boop, boop.
Yeah, it's
Right
crazy.
away. It's beautiful.
I did not know that.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is. It's magical. All right, y'all. Damn, I'm tired. It's been a long day. But you know what? It's almost
Talked about a lot of
summertime.
things.
It's a lot of shit to talk about. It's summertime. It's almost summertime.
Almost.
I'm almost there. Next Wednesday will be the last day. So I'm going to party it up. No, I'm not. I got shit to do. All right, guys. For me and the Maestro, we are closing up shop.